Hey guys, this is Sky Elobar, Big Brayden from the Greasy Strangler, and you're listening to the Horror Squad podcast. You're a bullshit artist.
Hello, welcome back to the Horror Squad podcast, episode number 181. Tonight we're talking about the Greasy Strangler. I'm with Big Steve, we got Big Joe, Big Sam, and myself, Big Todd. They're all looking radiant tonight, and we have a special guest star. Joe, who is it?
It's Sky Elobar, Big Brayden himself. Oh, sorry, am I talking loud? Sorry, I'm blowing out your earphones, Sam.
Oh, you're fine. Sam's just got him blasted from her when she's listening to Korn earlier.
Sam's ears are bleeding. No, we just interviewed, me and Steve interviewed Sky Elobar, who plays Brayden in the Greasy Strangler. So we were super excited to have him on. We talked all things greasy.
Nice.
So definitely stick around for the end of the episode.
I'm excited for that one. That sounds really cool. All right. What have you guys been up to? Anything? Any good foods?
Ooh, I don't know. Well, Sam and I went on a tiki boat this weekend. That was fun.
Explain.
So it leaves out of Salem Harbor and it's like a 90-minute booze cruise, and it looks like the shape of like a tiki like house, but it's like a boat. It's pretty wild. I'll post a picture of it on the Discord for people who want to see it, but it was a lot of fun and it was a beautiful day for it. And we had painkillers, which were delicious. I don't even know what's in them. I think there's rum and pineapple juice, and I don't even know what else, but they get the job done. They definitely get the job done. And then we went to Conorlox. We took because we went with a couple of friends, and we went over to Conorlox Monster Museum, which is always a great take. No new additions, I don't think, since the last time. Well, they added a Demigorgon, but I think we talked about it on the show. It just got added like maybe a month ago. It's like a full size. The thing's like 12 feet tall. It's pretty awesome.
Joe also is leaving out while we were on the Tiki cruise. We crossed a boat that was named the Amityville Horror. It was so cool.
It was pretty cool. Yep, it was like perfect. It was like what is that? Why can't
Synchronicity?
Sure. No, what's that? Or that I was gonna say multiplicity, but that's Michael Keaton.
Great. I don't know what the fuck you're trying to say.
Okay, we'll just move past it.
Serendipity.
I guess so.
Is that a movie too?
It
is. It's one of my favorites. Also, I wanted to share some good news, some personal good news. So I've been running over the past 2 months, and I've finally, I broke my record. I can do 5 miles in under an hour.
Nice. Very good.
Awesome.
Like under 45 minutes.
That's crazy.
Yes. And she's making me run with her now too. And
I was going to say, is the motivation running away from Joe?
Pretty much. Yeah. I do. I run behind her. So
just
I know. I'm always, every time I do that, I'm like, people probably think I'm like a fucking creep or like a rapist or something. And one of these days I'm going to get like punched in the back of the head while running or something like that. But
I don't think so. I mean, cause I always look behind to make sure Joe hasn't passed out behind me. And so I try not to look too frantic like I normally would if I was by myself, to make sure no one else is trying to kidnap me. So I tried to stop doing it so people didn't think that Joe was my actual creeper.
And it was also 98 degrees, like with a real feel of like 105 when we ran in that today, and it was just
good band.
The fucking worst thing ever. 98 degrees, yeah.
It's hot today, man.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't think we're gonna mention this, but the Halloween Kills trailer just dropped. I don't know. I don't think either of you guys watched it, but
wait, why aren't we mentioning it?
Well, like I don't think we're gonna do a news segment, so that's why I wanted to mention it now. And I mean, it was fucking pretty awesome. I thought. I think it looks better than Halloween 2018, so I'm super excited for it.
You can also check out my YouTube channel, Halloween Happy. I do a reaction video. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Okay, thank you.
Smash the like button.
Smash the like. You can do thumbs down too. You can just walk away from your phone. Just play it. It'll help me out. Thanks.
Yeah, I did start watching it, but it was like, oh crap, they're showing way too much. I turned it off.
I did the same thing. I watched like 30 seconds of it, and I was like, oh, they're showing way too much here. So
they showed a lot of the kills.
That's going to be a little bit of all the kills that he's going to do. So
yeah.
You think?
Rumor has it it's the highest body count of
ever
any movie. So we'll see. But I'm excited.
Zombies are pretty high. It'd be hard to beat those.
They are. They
Woot,
are.
woot, ready for Michael. Let's go.
Repping.
All right. Repping that. Fright rags. Love it.
Awesome. You guys want to get in some questions?
Sure.
Let's do it. Are they greasy questions?
It's half. So we're going to do
All right.
half the segment now, half the segment later. So you can
Wonderful.
ask us those questions on social media at the Horror Squad Podcast, or, of course, on our Discord. Just ask us for the link. Always some great conversations in there, having a lot of fun, playing games and stuff. So we post pictures of what we're watching and people try to figure it out. And people are very impressive in figuring it out. So it's kind of crazy. So the first question comes to us from Mandy. She says, "Hey squad, what's your favorite type, style, and brand of Porto chips?"
Porto.
Can you say that one more time?
Porto?
This is
This-
really embarrassing. But can you say it one more time?
I think he's trying to say potato.
My favorite
Uh,
potato chip.
Paprika rich.
Ooh,
Paprika. How do you say that word?
What do you
Paprika?
like?
Paprika.
Paprika.
There you go.
paprika.
Rich.
Paprika.
Paprika.
What kind of chip is that?
I'm a very fond of the Utz Red Hot chips.
They're not even spicy.
Never even seen them.
They're delicious.
They're
And
just like barbecue chips.
They don't taste like barbecue though. Kind of.
I like jalapeno chips or Doritos or Cheetos.
Jalapeno kettle chips.
Yeah.
Nice. What about salt and vinegar?
To an extent, I do.
I like Pringles. I've said this before and I got hate for
Yeah.
it, but Pringles are, you shut up. Pringles are great. Pizza flavored, sour cream flavored, barbecue flavored.
What
Can't
is
go
wrong
wrong.
with you?
Wait, you know what's wrong with you? Doritos, always good. Classic nacho cheese.
I used to not like ridges, but I've come around to them later in
You
life.
put your tongue in them.
Yeah, now I do.
But I do like a good kettle chip. Jalapeno and salt and vinegar are really good.
Oh
too.
yeah, like Cape Cod chips. Those are
Oh, yeah.
good.
Yeah. And for me, I'm from the next question. It's the same thing. I'm pretty much the most boring person on the planet. So my favorite is Lay's regular flat chips. So
Basic.
Yeah, I'm very
I'm
basic when it comes to
offended.
food. But I also like Pringles. So I'm on Team Todd on this one. They don't
Hell yeah.
they don't taste like fart in a can or whatever you guys called it last time.
They do give you more too. They fill it to the brim.
That's right.
So that's
yeah.
always a plus.
Whereas I find the other bags are getting less and less.
Mm.
It's just like
Mostly air.
yeah, it's all air. Terrible. Do you guys feel the bag before buying a bag of chips?
I don't.
It's
Not
something.
anymore.
So I have a friend who worked at a place where they like bag chips, and he says it's totally not even. Like you can get totally screwed on your bag of chips. So he suggests that you check to make sure which one has the most chips, because you can get a bag that's only a quarter full. and
Interesting.
You'll never know unless you do the check.
Or shit.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the tip of the week there. All right.
Unrelated, but I think some college kids did like a science experiment where if they can make a boat with unpopped chip bags, and they were able to do it.
Wow.
Proving that they're full of air. Yeah.
That's cool.
Hilarious. Her next question. Ronnie likes to put grease on everything. Is there a condiment that is your go-to for a lot of different meals?
Hot sauce. 100%. I put hot sauce on like everything. And it doesn't need to be Frank's. I'm gonna put that shit on everything. But I usually will buy just like any sort of buffalo like wing sauce or like sort of hot sauce. But however, for Frank's Red Hot, tip for everyone, they have Frank's Red Hot thick now, which is like the consistency of ketchup rather than their like
It's
runny, watery.
So-
It's way better than their Frank's like runny red sauce. So that would be my go. That's my been my go-to lately.
I want you to get a Tapatio next time you're at the store, Joe.
Do a what?
Get a
Do what?
Tapatio hot sauce. Get one of those
Oh,
next time you're at the
I've had those before. They are very good.
I would say jalapenos, or probably gonna get a lot of hate for this one. Mayonnaise, not Miracle Whip, but mayonnaise. So good.
On what?
Everything. You dip your fries in it. You dip your pizza. Okay, actually,
Pizza.
let me
Ooh.
scratch. Let me scratch it. I do mayo when I'm desperate for ranch, not the store-bought ranch, but restaurant ranch. It's totally different, and it's amazing.
Okay.
I do agree. The same for blue cheese too. Like restaurant blue cheese and like store-bought blue cheese, totally different.
I think you got to get like a good fast food style ranch. That's where like they have. No, you don't like fast food style ranch?
No, Todd. Like it
What's
has
wrong
to
with you?
be. Like who? What's a good
Well, like, we probably have different places, but like
Like
small.
McDonald's doesn't
No,
have good
hell no,
ranch.
hell no. Like smaller mom and pop, like a place called George's or something. They always have really good ranch. Like not chain restaurants, but smaller stuff.
Okay, but it's not prepackaged, right?
No, 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 no. It
Okay,
comes in a
then
little
we're
cup that they scoop in themselves.
yeah, we're probably talking about the same kind of ranch.
Yeah, so good. So I'm going with non-store bought, non-chain food ranch.
And my answer is the same. For me, it's plain chips, plain hot dog, plain burger, plain wings, everything. I don't like condiments at all. I
Wait,
think
plain
that's-
wings,
Wow.
like nothing, just
Oh.
No buffalo
breading?
wings, like just
No,
like
just
yeah,
like
just
I
plain.
always take them like they call them butt naked, like just
Wow.
yeah.
Alright.
To me, for all those things, whether it's the burger, the hot dog, the whatever it is, I find that the condiment takes away from the taste of the meat. So
Okay.
it's like
So
Do you get-
you're doing dry bun, which is a burger?
oh what? Yeah, try one. Just
Really?
No,
Wow.
do you do cheese? at
I'll do
least,
cheese.
or-
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheese and bacon is as far as I'll go with a
All right.
burger, but
Do you
no
do salt and
condiments.
pepper?
I don't ask for it. I
Okay.
assume they salt and pepper the patty,
Yeah.
but yeah, I've always been that way. I don't
Steve's a basic guy.
Are you
very
cheese
basic
pizza
guy.
too? Just cheese?
I'll take pepperoni. I like meat, so it's like meat or pepperoni but yeah.
Gotcha. See, I'm the opposite. I'll smother. Like I grilled a hamburger this weekend. I made onion rings. I made grilled onions, bacon, and then barbecue sauce smothered on that thing.
Yeah.
So that probably would have like made you go crazy.
All right, so big shift in our questioning here. Who do you think has the biggest dick in horror? Character, I mean.
Oh my god. Biggest
Big
dick-
Ronnie.
Ooh, it's
Yeah,
pretty-
definitely.
It's infested with something, but it's
oh
big.
man, I just thought of the line where he's like, "Look, what does he say? It looks like a mouse. The
Big
mouse's
mouse,
head."
giant Looks like an anteater.
Yeah, man, that thing's huge. I don't know who would. Maybe Tiny from House of a Thousand Corpses because he's such a big dude. I could see him packing something.
What about Pumpkinhead? And we just don't know
Oh,
it.
no, Pumpkinhead's penis is small. Like you can.
But
see
Nate,
it.
that's-
It's like
So
teeny.
are your guys' penises starting off. Like
He's
maybe
a-
it takes
he's
a
a
little
grower,
bit for
not a shower.
Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, grower not ashore. Yeah, there you go. His penis is like the size of Brayden's. Like,
Right.
Aw.
you know.
God.
Leave Pumpkinhead alone.
I'm surprised he didn't take out tweezers.
Oh
like,
my god.
I would say Candyman. Like, if you've met Tony Todd in person,
He's a big dude.
dude, those hands alone are like ridiculous. So I'm sure he's packing heat too. So I think Candyman might even beat Big Ronnie. I would think.
Whoa.
Yeah, in girth and in length. So
Oh.
So I think that's a good assessment of the dicks in the horror world. And her last question. I missed asking a question last week, so I'll double up here. What are some of the Saw and Greasy Strangler autos and merch that you own?
Ooh, I don't own anything Greasy Strangler. Did you do anything Greasy, Sam?
I don't think I do.
No, they do have the vinyl record. I know. I asked Sam yesterday. I was like, "Do you have that?" And she's like, "No." I was like, "We need to get that." And they make a really cool, like I think it's Clay Guy makes like a really cool Greasy Strangler figure. It's pretty amazing. As far as Saw, just I have a couple Tobin Bell things, Tobin Bell autographs. And I think he's the only actor from the franchise I have. I'd love to get Shawnee Smith. I've never had the chance to meet her. So, yeah.
Nice. I have a Saw poster with Carrie Elwes and Tobin Bell signed, and then a picture with Tobin, who's really nice guy. Carrie Elwes is nice too, but he was like in a tent where you couldn't like walk up to him.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. That's
Yeah.
weird.
I talked about that one episode. It was like a line of everyone and him like alone in a tent. It
Yeah.
was,
So weird.
And he's a good looking cat by himself. It's like, but he has like makeup caked. It's like, man, you're a good looking guy. I don't see the problem. But and then Greasy Strangler, nothing. But I get to meet them next month, so I'm planning to get a couple things.
Hell yeah. Val Kilmer did a tent too.
Did he?
I didn't meet him, but he had like a tent set up around him. He's
Probably
like the
to
only other
protect,
person
like,
I've seen do that.
Odd angles, people taking
Maybe.
pictures and stuff.
Yeah. And then like there's a few people like separate rooms. Like I know Robert Englund almost always is in a separate room from what I've seen. Christina Ricci when we went to a con with her, and Kate Beckinsale all had like private rooms.
It's funny, when I met Robert Englund, he was just out in the open.
Yeah, it depends on the con, because like, yeah, I mean, this con was like a lot. It was in a hotel, so they maybe just didn't have the room for him.
Yeah, as for me, I have Tobin Bill's autograph, but I didn't meet him. I got it through service. I have someone from Saw 7, but I don't remember who. It's one of the victims in the main trap. I got that in a BAM box, I think.
Oh yeah, I got that one too from Jigsaw, right? I think.
That's right. Yeah, it's from Jigsaw. Yeah. So those are the only 2 Saw autographs. Although I kick myself to this day because I mean I've seen Cary Elwes, I've seen Danny Glover, but I didn't start anything. Well, yeah, because Danny Glover was really early on in my conning. So
okay.
I didn't bring enough money, and 2, I wasn't planning. At that time, it was just. Yeah, so I totally regret that because I would have started a Saw poster and try to get.
Yeah.
You gotta watch out for the older gentlemen and ladies now, man.
I know that now, but back then I was, it's yeah. I got Gunnar Hansen, at least that one. So
yeah, that's my regret still. He's by himself too, just sitting there.
Oh, me too. There was nobody at his table. No one knew who the fuck he was, I think. So, which is very unfortunate, the way it is, I guess. As far as items, though, I have nothing from Greasy Strangler, although, and you'll hear that in the interview, I will be contacting Sky because he sells a Greasy Strangler pack, which includes a Greasy beanie, a script, and an autographed picture of him and Michael St. Michael's. So
bullshit artist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll buy one. Let me know.
He said well, you'll hear it in the interview, but he doesn't even sell them on a website. He said just contact him, just private message him. And
it's badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll definitely be doing that for sure. So that's all her questions. The next one, let's see. There's a lot of Greasy Strangler ones here. Okay, so it's kind of greasy, but not really. So this one's from horror fan Ryan. Who is greasier, Frank Zito from Maniac or Big Ronnie from the Greasy Strangler?
Oh man, that's a good one.
I think Big Ronnie's intentional and Maniac Cop is not, right?
Right. Yeah. No.
Maniac.
Totally. Yeah. It's tough to compare them, honestly. I guess I would go with the guy from Maniac because it's not intentional.
I completely agree. He's so greasy. God, in that and Undertaker, he's so greasy. I don't remember being that greasy in Rocky though. I don't know. Maybe it's just they shot him from far away, or it's. But in those movies, oh my god, yeah. So I'd say him. Like you guys said, it's not intentional. So, all right. Next question here from Black Lagoon Girl. If you were to lead a ridiculous tour like the disco tour in the movie, what type of tour would it be? No ghost or horror. That is too obvious.
Ooh. I would run a tour of mob movies because mob movies are my favorite thing besides horror. So I would, in Boston, actually has a lot of mob history, and there's been quite a few mob movies filmed here. So I would take people around and show them those.
That'd be fun, Joe.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
I would do. Mine would be a food tour. It would be a nacho tour.
Are you gonna get false information though? This is where the nacho chip was invented.
No, it's you try different nachos.
Oh, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So I live in Kentucky. So how about I do a false Kentucky Fried Chicken tour where this is where the Colonel thought of the idea for the slogan, stuff like that. They're making up shit along the way too. Do
we know for sure Ronnie's tour is not factual? It's never said for sure if he's scamming. I assume too, but you know, Cool in the Gang. That's where they wrote the lyrics.
Right.
Standing in the doorway.
I would say for me, it's if I went through my old neighborhood, where I grew up, I just show them a tour of all the different places I got drunk and passed out. This dumpster is where I puked once, and this little fern I slept in. Just it'd be a drunk history. So
yeah, hot cellar, I would imagine those.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, I mean.
But the question is, will there be free drinks?
Of course. I mean, I want them to have their own drunk story. So. Yeah, free drinks at the end.
Free drinks are not included.
Would they be fizzy drinks or just water?
Wrong information.
Next year's questions from Captain Amazing 85. That's Chuck. The squad has now become a band. Who is the lead singer, and what are the responsibilities of the other members?
Wow. Sam would probably be the lead singer. And then I would put
Some Fleetwood Mac action.
yeah, and then I'd put Steve on drums and Todd on guitar and me on bass.
I like it.
Thank you.
I like it. I would flip it though. I put Steve on bass. He looks like a bass guy.
All right.
And I'll put you on drums.
All right.
Fun fact, I was a professional drummer.
Wow.
What?
That's right.
Is there anything you can't do?
Rock band doesn't count, Steve.
Did I was a drummer and I got paid for it. That's a professional
All
drummer.
right.
Cheater.
Yeah, I worked on a video game called Rock Band, and I was the drummer. So technically, I was a professional drummer in that regard.
Wait,
Wait,
you
what?
worked on it?
I worked on the game Rock Band
Really?
2. Well, Rock Band AC/DC and Rock Band 2 specifically.
Wow. And you
So-
drummed on it? Did you really?
Yeah, I was I did all of them because I was testing. That was like my job.
Yeah.
But, drummer was mainly what I did because I was better at it than the other people that I worked with. So
Oh
Well,
my
that's
gosh,
fun.
that's amazing.
Wait, so when you play the game, that's that's like your drumming?
no,
that-
no.
Oh, okay.
I tested the game.
He tested.
Oh,
Yeah.
tested. Okay.
so he
I'm
got
good.
paid
Oh,
to
wait.
test drum.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I
gotcha.
think if that's how you
Yeah,
say
that's
it, right?
correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
just to
That's
make
pretty-
sure everything
that's-
works.
That's
That's still-
amazing.
Yeah, that's still cool.
So I spent
You're so cool.
I spent 3 months of my life drumming to AC/DC for just nonstop 60 hours a week. So
That's amazing.
yeah, good times. So yeah, I like Joe's lineup. I think that would be best. You good with that, Sam?
Yeah. Or if I switch it up, I would do what Todd said, but then and have Joe be the singer and then I would be the drummer.
Nice. Drumming's harder than it looks, I gotta say. I don't know if
I
that-
wish it was one skill that I had. Like, I love listening to the drums and I love watching people play them. It's like, it's insane, especially that men, no offense, but that men can like play the drums. It's so hot. Like, it's like, how can they multitask? You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah, you definitely need you need like rhythm because you need to do your feet and your hands at the same time. And
hmm
it's not
Then-
easy.
I would put our whole Discord server as like our backup choir.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, I don't know what rock band has a backup choir. Metallica did,
Hey,
I think, for like
yeah.
one album, right?
I would just throw them back there. Fuck it. You can. You're. If it's your band, you can do whatever the hell you want with it. So
That's true. All right. His next question: how much grease could a greasy strangler strangle if a greasy strangler actually strangled grease?
Wow. I would say probably about 12 ounces of grease.
12 ounces. Okay. I'm going 3.5 pounds.
Wow.
Wait, is there really a right answer?
No.
Whatever pops in your head.
I'm gonna say 0. It's
0?
grease. It was just gonna fall out of your hand.
But it's gonna
That's-
squirt too. You grab some, you squirt it. Does a fountain.
Logical answer.
Okay,
Lit-
yeah. I'll say
literal-
4 pounds.
4 pounds.
Literally just after we watched Greasy Strangler yesterday, I cleaned out my air fryer and we had cooked bacon in it and it had been sitting there for like 3 days and it was like just like disgusting amount of grease. Like, and I was like, I just started clearing, like playing with it in with my fingers. I'm like, oh man, this shit is nasty.
Did it put it on your face?
I know. Like immediately I was like, oh my God, Big Ronnie would like have an orgasm. Like if I poured this grease on his meal.
I need to put it in my glasses. It needs to go on my glasses. Yeah, I have no idea. Let's say 16 pounds, a standard bowling ball. I don't know why. That's what I would go with.
Very specific.
Yeah,
Bowling ball heaviness.
right. All right.
I suck ass at bowling.
Oh, yeah, I used to. Anyway, I don't want to.
I used to be professional.
I don't want to say. I don't even want to say it.
In New England, we have candlepin bowling. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that. It's like specifically, I think, a New England thing, but it's like really small. It's like the pins look like candles, so that's why it's called candlepin. And then the balls are tiny. They probably are only like a few pound balls.
That's
They're
why
like,
they're from New England.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey. But yeah, it's a lot.
Sam just nods.
I know it's considered like it's considered like a lot harder than like normal bowling.
Because I thought I was on mute, but I wanted to like communicate that I was like, yeah.
And then we also have you guys ever heard of duck pin bowling?
Yeah, we have that here.
Okay, you have that there. Okay.
It's not fucking bowling. Like bullshit, bullshit artist.
Yeah.
I think if it's not a big ball and fucking 10 regular pins, it's not fucking bowling.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm a purist. Our last bowling alley in my city closed like because of COVID. So now I have to go
really? Is it not
2
coming
hours.
back?
No, it's gone.
That's weird. Those make a killing so easy to manage.
Yeah, but the last one was like a fucking dump. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely not a good thing. His next question: what horror movie has the best soundtrack?
Ooh. I don't know.
That is tough. Anything Carpenter's ever done is always great.
Mhm.
I mean, Halloween classic. We're talking
Get Out's a
soundtrack, not
great
score,
one.
right?
Yeah, we're talking soundtrack, not score.
Soundtrack, not score. Okay.
Get Out has a great soundtrack.
Do they? Do they have actual music? Oh yeah, I guess so. They got Redbone, right? Yeah. I don't know. I never like was into. Like,
I know one.
soundtracks. Okay.
Sorry, I know what you did last summer.
Oh no 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 no.
Scream has a great soundtrack.
Yeah, Scream did have some good ones.
One
Yeah.
I really liked was Disturbing Behaviors. Had a really cool
yeah.
soundtrack.
All right.
For
I always
going
hear.
90s.
I always know like the go-to on this one. A lot of people say is Queen of the Damned had like an amazing soundtrack, but I don't remember it.
Wasn't it good?
It's no Night at the Roxbury, but
Oh, all right.
Night of the Demons is really good too.
Night of Demons has a really good soundtrack. Yeah, for sure. I always hear a lot of people say Ghost Ship too as a good soundtrack.
good question. I'd like to know what people send it in our Discord what you think the best soundtrack is.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely use an update to my music list. All right, his last question. Hey Joe.
Hey.
Joseph.
Yes.
Josephus.
Yes.
Jobadiah.
All right.
Can you ask Sam what our food pairing is?
Oh.
Oh.
Sam, what's our food pairing?
Just grease.
Just pure grease.
Crisco.
Just cutting to the
Crisco.
chase.
Crisco
Okay.
grilled lard sandwich. Like a grilled, but it's just grilled lard sandwich.
Can we have a fruit bowl on the side at least? Some grapefruit? Some oily
With
grapefruit?
grease.
Oily
Yeah, oily
grapefruit.
grapefruit. With a cherry right in the center.
Ooh, yum.
Gosh, that's gross.
And a fart on the side.
Ooh. Love it.
All right, and our last question for now. The rest are all
Steve's like, I'll pass.
are all Greasy Strangler related. That's from horror fan Ryan. Since it's 2 years ago today, actually, that Steve auditioned for the podcast, what was it you guys liked about him to have him join the podcast?
You know Steve planned this question.
I did not.
We
Shower me
always
with
talk about
compliments.
Steve joining, but never Sam joining.
We talked about when you joined. Like,
Tell me how pretty I am, Steve says.
we mentioned it last episode, I think.
Am I not pretty
enough?
Is my heart too broken?
Okay, so why do we like Steve?
Like, why do you pick me over all the candidates that you guys got at the time?
We only had like
I
Shut
won.
up! Shut up!
no, I mean
Shut
like
up.
we only had like one serious candidate and it was
No,
Steve.
there were a few that emailed you guys.
I know, but
Yeah.
Joe and I kind of had Steve in mind the whole time. It's like with Sam, it was kind of like a done deal.
Yeah.
Because we like Steve.
Yeah, and Steve had been on before, and we knew him through YouTube, and we knew he was great, that he was good. And then once we brought him on for the audition, it was just like it just felt so like it was just natural. Like every week we clicked and connected like right away. I mean, but we already knew him, you know. So, but yeah, so it's just like it was perfect.
I
This
mean,
is
you
stable.
guys know Steve literally does so many different other podcasts too. Like he's just such a great person to have a good conversation with, and it flows so easy. And he's good like keeping at the, what do you call it? Like he's good at being at like I'm like hitting my toes. What am I thinking of?
Like,
Keeping you on your
go-to.
toes.
Yeah.
At selling my foot pics on Instagram. Yeah. So he thinks it's because of his willingness to watch shitty movies on Tubi.
Oh, that too.
That too.
Who asked that question?
It was a horror fan, Ryan.
Do you owe him money now, or
Of course.
$5 PayPal?
Yeah. So that's all of the questions we had this week, at least for now. So thank you everyone for sending them. We really appreciate it. And now a word from our deadly sponsor.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
What watched?
Yeah, what watched? Let's do it.
All right, get it out. Who wants to go first?
Ooh, get it out. I'll start us off, and Sam, if she wants to start off, say this too, because we did Annabelle. We talked about all our Annabelles last week, but we also rewatched The Conjuring, which is available over on Netflix for anyone that would like to watch it. I had not watched The Conjuring, the original. It had been a while. Like we do tend to watch it around Halloween time, but it had been at least maybe a year or two since I had seen it, and yeah, it still holds up fantastic. It's definitely my favorite of the franchise still. But I definitely do want to go back and watch part 2, because 2, I think, might be the one I've watched the least. I've watched it maybe 2 or 3 times, but I definitely want to go back and rewatch it just to compare it to that first one. But yeah, like the first one just is so memorable. There's so many good scenes. And I mean, there's not like one bad performance or like one dull moment in that movie. It's so fucking good. I love it. It's probably in my, I mean, maybe like my top 20 or 30, maybe like of all time. So yeah.
Top 30, I feel like it could probably be top 18, Joe.
I don't know. Like when you start like really getting into the nitty gritty and looking at
Okay.
how many good movies are.
You're right. So yeah, it had been a while since I seen it too, but we had watched it right after the Annabelle marathon that we had, and I was more scared during the Annabelles, but I think it's just because I'm so used to The Conjuring now, but it's still a really good movie. And even when it first starts, Joe was like, even the opening is so much better than the whole Conjuring part 3. And I'm like, yeah, it really is. It's just really good. Like I always love how they do like a nonstop cutting camera scene where they just try to like pan as long as they can, where it's like people are coming in and out of the shot without cutting it. I love that. And they have a really good one for the opening of The Conjuring. So it's really good. And
I don't remember what the opening is. What is it?
it's
Annabelle.
just where, yeah. Well, I mean, and 2, when they're in the house. When they're
Oh, yeah.
It's been a
moving
while. I
into
need
the
to
house,
rewatch
yeah.
that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It opens with the Annabelle case, and then it goes like basically like, and then it goes right into them moving into the house.
Mhm.
With and Beth, and then I watching it this time, I realized the demon's name in this, or the witch demon, her name is Beth Sheba. I thought it was like one full word, like Beth Sheba, but it's actually her name was Beth Sheba. I was like, oh, all right, I'll learn something watching it this time that I didn't realize before. But the witch in this is so
The
creepy, and she's so cool, yeah. And that, I think that exorcism scene, like at the end, is so. It's probably the best, my favorite part of the whole movie. It's so fucking creepy, and like when that blood, like just that white sheet, like when she's tied down, like oh, it's so good. And then like it's like half ripped, and you see like her face turned into the witch's face. It's so fucking
Mhm.
good. Yeah.
May I talk about the butterfly effect, or is that not? Okay,
Yes,
I'll
please.
talk about it.
Please, Todd.
First time watch for me. I've always heard great things from Sam, Joe, Steve, everybody actually. This one's currently on Tubi if you want to stream it in the US.
Tubi.
Ashton Kutcher, who I don't take seriously as an actor, but now I do because he is excellent in this. Like he needs to get, and I mean by seriously, think of him more like comedic actor, right? But in this one, holy crap, like he is great. So basically the story is this young kid, is abused through his childhood, right? And he has these blackout episodes where he doesn't know what happens after it. And then he progressively gets older and he learns how to time travel by reading his diary, going back in time and trying to fix things that happen. But it has a butterfly effect where, say he stops someone from molesting a girl, but that leads to that girl going down a rabbit hole and blah, blah, blah. So like every time he tries to fix something, he messes something up. Man, I'm sad I didn't watch this movie, but it might be a good thing because I don't know if I would have liked this when I saw it, if I watched it when I was a kid. But holy shit, like, I was sad. I was grossed out. It was just a great movie, like fantastic. And I watched all the alternate endings. I prefer the theatrical, but the alternates were fucking brutal as shit too. I don't know if you guys have watched them.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
where he
actually have a
strangles
really
himself as a baby.
I
Like,
I have a really fun story about that. Actually, so when we interviewed the director, Eric Bress, we interviewed him for Ghost of War, but we did get into the butterfly effect too, Todd, which if you want to go back and listen, we definitely did tackle some butterfly effect. But I told him my first time I ever watched the butterfly effect, I watched the director's cut. And I thought that was the original ending when like he hangs himself as the baby. And then later on in life, I watched it again and it was a completely different ending, the original ending, the theatrical, and it blew my fucking mind. I was like, wait a minute, this isn't the movie. What's going on here? So like, yeah, it totally like blew my mind. But I like both endings, but
yeah.
I think the theatrical ending was probably the right choice.
I mean, the baby one's definitely the darker ending,
It definitely,
obviously.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, everything about it. I liked everything about it, and I know there's a part 2 and 3, which are dog shit on Letterboxd, so I'll probably avoid them. But number one, if you haven't watched it and you like time travel or like relationship consequences movie, I think you'll definitely like this one.
Todd, I'm so glad you like it.
Me too.
That movie fucked me up. I remember I went to go to the theater to see it and I was so obsessed with it. I probably saw it at least 5 times in the theater. Like I just became obsessed with it. And even the little kid and the teenager that plays Ashton, they acted so well in that movie. Like that movie is so sad and it just makes you think. It just makes your brain go down a rabbit hole. It's so good.
It is. Even the kid that's like basically a murderer in the making, like when his life is fixed too, you're like, oh shit, like if something would have been, if you would have had like slightly more love like he did in one of the timelines, he would have been a nice guy, which he turned out to be. But it's like, but then all the other ones, you just fucking hate him. So it's really clever. Like they write it to where you can't stand this kid or his adult self. But then in one timeline, oh, this guy's like great, takes care of his sister, he's a good Christian, whatever you want to say about that, but he's like a good person, you know?
Right.
So it's good.
And then,
It's really good
and
writing.
then Ashton's like
Douchebag.
armless, right? Or is it no? Doesn't he like armless or something in that one?
Yeah,
in that
he's
timeline. He like gets blown up instead.
Yeah.
yeah, and because the bad character like falls on the mom and saves her kind of.
Yeah.
So
that's
like
right.
it's crazy. It's fucked up.
It's been forever since I've watched that movie. I don't like I love it so much, but I don't know if I can handle it right now. I want to rewatch it though.
Yeah, it's a good one. I've never seen the sequels either.
I think I tried to see the second one, but no.
It's on the Blu-ray I have. It's like a double feature, but it's like a 1 point something online, so I'm like, eh.
Yeah, it is like the direct video sequel. So, have you guys ever seen Run Lola Run?
Yes, I had to watch that in German class.
No.
Yeah, so it kind of a similar concept where her actions and you see like what happens to people because of one little thing that she does. Like, for example, like she lets out a dog, you know, as opposed to just leaving it in the apartment, and that has a chain reaction that affects like people. Like, you know, a bike hits the dog and then the person dies, and it's, you know, it's just a whole thing. It's
Wow.
Speaking of dogs, that fucking evil kid burns that dog.
Oh my god, yeah.
So
Like,
sad. It's awful.
Yeah.
Awful. All right, so I decided to go a ridiculous route this week because of the movie we're reviewing. So I went down.
Have you been doing that every week?
Yeah, but this week I did it on purpose, so for once. So the first one I watched is from 2015 over on Tubi, and that's Killer Pinata. So in this one, someone buys a pinata at a store, and it starts killing people for no real reason. And that's basically the plot. There's really nothing to it. The pinata poops out candy. There's this like old woman with a hook that kind of looks like Candyman, and she's going around to try to kill a pinata and people who are kind of getting in her way. It's like a student film, quality film. There's this whole scene where people are getting like they're arming themselves for the climax, and they do like the whole action movie trope where they're like, there's a ton of weapons and they're building weapons and putting shit together, but it's like played for laughs, but it's super not funny. The way they filmed it, it just looked cringy and stupid. I didn't like this movie at all. I thought it was really stupid. A lot of people told me to watch it. Like I remember when it first came out, people in our horror groups would constantly say how good this one was, and that's why I was kind of interested to checking it out. But other than a scene where the pinata gives a blowjob to someone, which sounds stupid, but it was actually pretty funny. I thought this whole movie is just absolute trash. So I would personally say avoid this one. But if you're, if pinata blowjobs
If you like
are
to
your
abuse
thing,
yourself.
yeah, go on Tubi 2015. So Killer Pinata.
Alrighty, my turn, I think. All right, my next one is I don't know how to place this one. It's either 2020 or 2021, depending where you look. But it was released on 2021 over on Shudder, and it is called Caveat. This is an Irish horror film about a guy who he's like kind of like I don't know. They could describe him as a drifter in the description of the plot description. So I guess that's I'll go say he is. But basically, he is offered a job, $200 a day to take care of this like mentally unstable girl at like this house. So he takes the job. He goes with this guy. It is on like a remote island. They head over there, and once he gets there, it's fucking like bizarre. They're like, listen, like the guy's like, all right, listen, I didn't tell you this before, but basically you have to be like chained up, and like there's this chain, and he can move about the whole house, but it takes him pretty much everywhere he can besides into the girl's bedroom that he's going to be taken care of. So he can move about, it's really interesting. Like he's basically he's leashed, and he can go everywhere besides into this girl's room. And he's like, well, that's fucking bizarre. And they're like, listen, like, do you want the $200 a day or not? Like, if you want to do it. And the guy's like, okay, I guess so. I'm already here. So, yeah, he
Big
does
mistake,
that.
buddy.
Right, yeah. And so he gets his leash, the dude leaves, and from there, just like crazy shit ensues. I don't want to give anything else away. It's a mixture of psychological horror and like supernatural elements with one of the coolest like items in a movie I've seen in a long time. It's like this think of like the wind up like chimpanzee that's like really creepy looking. Well, in this one, it's like a bunny rabbit, and he like drums, and it's so fucking weird, so creepy looking. This movie's very tense. And I definitely recommend it. Like I said, depending on, it says it was released October 2020. So I guess it won't make my top 10 of the year. Right now, it definitely would fall in my top 10 had this been a 2021 release. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I really enjoy this one. I definitely recommend it. It's a really good, effective movie, and you can check it out over on Shudder.
That's Caveat, you said?
Caveat. Yep.
Cool. Sam.
I don't have anything.
All right. All right. My next one is a 1979 Italian film called Giallo in Venice. And Giallo, like translated, is like basically murder mystery. This one's fucking strange. It's not streaming anywhere, not that I can find. There's a Blu-ray out, I think, from Vinegar Syndrome, if I remember correctly. But this one is full. It's basically a porn. Like there's long scenes of like a girl just masturbating, full frontal nudity, lots of weird kinky sex, a lot of rape, which is very off-putting. But basically this couple's found murdered, right? And then detectives come in to like try to figure out what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Then they interview the friends of the murdered victims, talking about like how weirdly sexual they are. And then it flashbacks to them having weird sexual things. Like the husband has a really strange rape fantasy for his wife. So he makes her like sell herself to some people, makes her give the delivery guy a hand job. And it's all super weird. And like, usually like I'm a fan of seeing nudity, obviously. Right. But in this one, the context is just so bizarre and like not sensual at all. Like I don't like seeing characters like screaming when they're getting raped. It just doesn't do it for me, So I couldn't enjoy it that way. However, the kills within the Italian movie are like fucking awesome. Like he's slicing people, he's cutting them up, putting up in fridges, things like that. So I'd recommend it for that. As far as that goes, like if you're into the weird sex shit, sure, but I wouldn't go out spending $30 on a Blu-ray for this one. So Giallo in Venice.
Ooh, that one sounds kind of interesting. Have you ever seen that? It's not Giallo per se, but it's got what's his name? Sam Neill in it, where he's like in Italy and there's like a murderer on the loose in the
Mouth of
village.
Madness?
No, I'll look it up. It's a fucking. It's got like the most bonkers ending I've ever seen in a movie. Like it's so. I'll look it up. I'll do it while we're doing trivia later or something. I'll get you the title. I watched it like last year. I talked about it on What Watched.
My last one this week is another film on. Oh,
Sorry.
I think it is Possession. Yeah,
I don't think I've seen that.
I'd recommend it.
So my last one this week is a movie from 2014 over on Tubi, and staying with my ridiculous theme. That was Zombievers. So in this one, a truck hits a deer and a canister of unnamed toxins falls off the truck and hits a beaver dam. And that toxin makes the beavers become essentially like zombies. So meanwhile, a group of 3 girls go to like a retreat where they rent a cabin to get away from boys because one of them just broke up with her boyfriend and they want to have some time together. But of course, the boys like come to the cabin not fucking 5 minutes later, and then they're all together in this cabin as the zombie beavers start attacking them and murdering some of them and stuff like that. So my expectations for this movie were pretty much zero because it's called Zombievers. I think this is one of the movies that featured heavily in one of the Corona Zombie series. I forget which one. It could have been even Corona Zombies or the second one or whatever the fuck it was. But this was a hell of a lot better than I expected. It's funny, it's gory. The beavers were actually really cool looking with practical effects. There doesn't seem to be any CGI that I could tell. Maybe a little bit with like the glowing eyes, but I'm not sure. It could have been done practically as well. The characters were surprisingly good. The acting was decent. The movie was 75 minutes, which is like perfect. It doesn't need to be any longer, so it didn't overstay its welcome. And honestly, as crazy as this sounds, I'd recommend this one. It's just a fun, dumb movie, and I had fun watching it. Like the time flew by, and it was a fun one. And that's what I like about watching like ridiculous movies on Tubi sometimes. It's finding these little gems that not a ton of people talk about. Now this one's probably a little bit more known than some of the other ones, but I hadn't heard much of it, so I was pleasantly surprised. So I'd recommend this one, Zombievers, over on Tubi.
Has a cool poster.
Yeah, I've actually never seen it. I've always heard good things about it though.
And Todd, Sam.
Todd, I confused my movies. So the one I was talking about is called Don't Look Now, and it stars Donald Sutherland.
Ooh,
1970 from 1973. Possession though also is a very good movie, but has nothing to do with what I was talking about. That Possession's bonkers as well, but Don't Look Now is the one in Italy with Donald Sutherland. Yeah.
I've been watching a fuck ton of Italian movies lately.
Yeah, and it's got one of the most like weirdest sex scenes in a movie I'd seen in a long time with Donald Sutherland now.
The Italian one?
This Italian one, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they got some interesting sex stuff going on in their movies. They're always banging. Someone's always banging somebody. All right, cool.
Trivia time.
Get them out. Whip them out, boys and girl.
It's close race right now.
It's a close race. Tied at 64 apiece, Todd and Steve, Joe 62, Sam 39. Any man or woman's game at this point still. This is game number 25 in the annals of trivia history. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first. So I have a theme this week.
Ooh.
It is
Grease.
John Travolta.
I actually promised this last week, if you guys didn't remember. It's all dick related. So, so
Nice.
That's not fair. Joe loves Dick Tracy.
So all dick related trivia this week.
I like it.
So the first one is, in which movie is there someone killed by a strap-on knife contraption up the bum?
Oh. I feel like I remember this.
It's on the tip of my...
What? I'm like, no idea. And Todd's like, yeah,
It's on the
exactly.
tip of my wiener. Is it... Oh my God.
I feel like yes, but I don't want to say it.
Yeah, I can picture it, but I can't think of this freaking title.
I also can picture it.
I can picture it harder, Joe.
It's like, can you give me a decade? Can you give us a decade for a hint?
Okay, I'll give you like 5 more seconds, and I'll give you guys a decade. Because
Okay.
the decade will probably reveal what
It's
it is.
gosh.
Okay, you guys ready for the decade?
Sure.
Sure.
The 90s.
Ooh.
Oh,
you
I
repeat
was
the
off
question?
then.
Yeah, that's not.
Oh, were
I
you?
was. I was not what
I was thinking the
expecting.
clown movie, but I forget what it's called.
It has nothing. There's no clowns in
Okay,
this one.
never mind.
So I'll read it one more time.
90s.
In which movie is there someone killed by a strap-on knife contraption up the bum?
Urban legend.
Wrong.
Fuck. I'm sure there's an urban legend about a strap-on knife bum, though. It's got to be.
It's possibly.
Probably. Or a creepypasta or something.
Hey, you guys give up?
Yeah.
Valentine.
Wrong.
No.
Good guess.
So the answer is 7. It is the lust murder.
Oh, wow.
It's actually the guy's wife that puts on the
right.
strap on and is killed at gunpoint while she rapes him up the bum with that.
Jeez,
Love it.
It's fucking dirty. We need to review that one.
We will.
Okay. Well, I got him.
Does that count as horror? Like for
Yeah.
our 90s episode? Okay.
Oh,
I would say
Yes.
yes.
Yes, it
There's
is.
a lot of horror in it.
Okay.
all right. Greasy Strangler related.
Ooh.
What does Big Brayden call his penis?
Little Brayden?
Little Brayden's on the field, or on the clock, whatever you want to call it. What does Big Brayden call his penis? Tyler.
Little buddy.
Really? Man, I'm disappointed. Come on, Rodney. Let's play the game.
Okay. that's
Oh.
Hey, I was close with Tyler.
You're getting there.
it. Yeah.
Fucking little wiener, dude. All right, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Come on, Rodney. Let's play the game. Ooh.
Aw.
All right.
Poor Rodney.
I'll go next. Finally, I'm using a couple of Kayla's questions tonight. She sent them to me she sent them to me on June
7
7th.
months
So
ago.
it's been a little bit. Okay, so first question is in Green Room 2015. What is the name of the punk band the protagonists comprise?
Surprise.
Complete evacuation. Come. Austin Powers.
Low shoulder.
Low shoulder.
Die Nazi Punks.
Ooh, all right.
I think that's a song they sing, actually.
I don't remember the band at all.
Yeah, I didn't remember this either. The Ain't Rights.
Yeah, I would not have guessed that.
No, me either.
Rest in peace, Anton.
That's right. Yeah.
Sammer's up.
Is that time already?
Yeah.
Time, girl.
Alrighty. Okay. For the movie of Night of the Living Dead,
Original or remake?
original,
Okay.
what was one of the names of the working titles?
Night of the Flesh Eaters.
Do you have like is this a multiple choice? Are you gonna
No, I just
okay.
only know one, so.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yes.
so one of the working titles was Blink, the god of mummification in the ancient Egyptian religion.
Oh.
Jeez.
Anubis? Night of Anubis? I don't know.
Raw?
Ooh, Ra's a good guess.
What was your guess, Todd?
Anubis.
Is that what you're going with?
Is it right?
I guess, yeah.
Probably.
Todd gets a point.
Yay! Thanks for not counting my first guess.
I didn't even hear your first guess.
It said Night of the Flesh Eaters, but you're
Oh.
done with your question. Okay, back
All
to
Dick trivia number 2.
how big?
You know what's funny? I actually looked up that stat for that question, but I couldn't find an accurate.
For Ronnie's dick?
Yeah.
Jeez.
In The Rage Carrie 2,
Ooh.
a guy gets his balls blown off by a spear gun. What TV show is that guy mostly known for?
Oh God.
Dawson's Creek.
Can you read it again, Steve? I was looking for my next trivia.
In The Rage Carrie 2, a guy gets his balls blown off by a spear gun. What TV show is that guy mostly known for?
Home Improvement.
That's correct.
All right.
Who is it?
Zachary Ty Bryan.
Ty Bryan.
Oh, cool.
I love Rage Carrie too.
I do too.
It's underrated. Like,
It is. It's really not that bad, at
Yeah.
all. I don't know why people shit on. I mean, it is totally 90s, but it's
It's very
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good for a sequel. Is it my turn?
No, it's
Yep.
Todd.
Is it?
Todd.
Oh, sorry. Let me bring him up. Okay, from horror fan Ryan.
All right.
Let's go closest. How many weeks did it take to film the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
3.
3 is on the board.
2.
2 is on the board.
1.
Steve, 4 weeks, so he's closest.
All right. Damn, that was my next guess.
Nice. 4 weeks.
Okay. Next question. Greasy Strangler related.
Ooh.
What is the name of the hot dog stand Big Ronnie goes to?
Doggy style.
Sam gets the point.
Nice.
That is correct.
That's a really good name for a hot dog stand.
It is.
Okay. Sam?
Sam.
Oh, my turn already? Okay. Mine's also another question from Night of the Living Dead.
Ooh.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
Yes.
Night of the Living Dead was one of the first films added to the blank.
Smithsonian.
National Film Archive.
Pretty sure Joe got it, yeah.
Yeah. Good job, Joe.
Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
He tipped his hat, little turd.
Yeah, seriously. It's the question we talked about. All right. Last dick trivia of the night.
All right.
All right.
We need more dick trivia in the future, though.
Yeah, I had to put my phone on like private mode just so I don't get like
The wife's like, what the fuck?
no, so I don't get ads related to like dicks for the next week and a half. You know.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that the microphone heard you talking about it, though, still gonna
Right,
do
that's
it.
true. Yeah. Luke Evans famously showed off his schlong in which 2019 horror film? Luke Evans plays Gaston in Beauty and the Beast, and he played in The Hobbit.
Dracula, Untold?
No.
Fuck. Gaston is a unsung hero. I've said it before. I'll say it again.
The what?
Gaston is an unsung hero of Disney.
Yeah.
I've said it once.
What?
He's a
Did you
great
hear
guy.
he's getting his own show?
Good. He deserves it. He's a great guy.
Gaston and LeFou. getting,
What?
their own Disney Plus show.
Let me
He's
break it down for
abu-
you, Sam. Let me
he's
break it down.
With
he's
Luke Evans
abusive.
reprising his role.
What, Joe?
He's kind of abusive in the beginning, isn't he? Though.
All right. Check this out.
But he is
Yeah.
trying to protect Belle from like a
Okay.
He's trying to
like,
protect the whole freaking
But
farm
he's
or whatever.
misogynistic,
Yeah.
though.
He is, but
Well, he's an asshole, but
he's a dick. But he has. I say we kill the beast. I'm with Gaston. I would have been like,
Oh,
let's
you're
do it. Let's do
Okay,
it.
so you're telling me that the skunk Pepe Le Pew gets canceled, but they're giving Gaston his own show?
It's because he's handsome. That's why. You just gotta think he's cute and he's fine.
So Luke Evans showed
Okay.
his penis in a 2019 movie, huh?
that's correct.
Poor.
And Wait, what movie? What'd you say he's from? He's from Gaston and what else?
He's
Beauty and the
also in
Beast.
The Hobbit. He was in a
He's
movie I
in-
watched yesterday called
I can't put my face.
Murder Mystery. with
He's in
Jennifer
Dracula
Aniston.
Untold, right? Steve, I'm thinking the same guy.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm gonna Google his face.
You're like saying everything except for
What's
the
his name again? Sorry.
Luke Evans.
You can't Google his face.
I'm gonna show you. I already guessed.
Todd already
Okay.
guessed.
It's this guy.
Oh, okay. I can.
Oh, you can't really
That's
see, it's a
No,
glare.
I can't. That fucks me. Oh,
Uh,
wait, hold on. Hold it a different way.
yeah.
Here, I'll do a shirtless one.
Ooh, all right.
I
That's
can't really tell.
Nah, I can't. That doesn't help me.
They're like that.
I can't. I see his face, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, number 2 Google search is Luke Evans barefoot. What the
Ooh.
hell are
Oh,
people
no.
looking for?
He's a gay icon, so a lot of people are.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he a gay guy in real life?
It is.
Oh, I know what movie. Damn. All right. Damn it. All right, dig deep, guys, for this one.
You saw it, or?
Yeah, I looked at his titles.
Okay. Yeah. Right,
So I'm
you guys
disqualified.
give up?
Can I give him a hint?
Well, I gave him 29. I gave him the year. So that's
Oh.
like.
Yeah.
Let me give him a hint.
Open water.
No, that was like 2006.
I don't know it.
Don't make me drink alone.
Oh, ma.
Don't make me
Yeah.
alone.
That's right.
Are you gonna give him the point, Steve? Is your point?
No. Too many chances.
Don't make me drink alone.
It's a good movie, man.
Yeah.
It's a little too reserved, though.
it was
for
all
the-
right,
for
yeah.
the-
Yeah. It
Subject
should have went.
matter.
It should have went for it. Like it
Yeah.
They
It was
could have
okay.
gone all out.
Yeah.
I watched her movie, The Help, the other day.
Yeah.
She's a freaking badass in that one.
Yeah,
That's
Octavia
really funny.
Spencer's great.
Oh yeah,
It's just,
eat my shit. All right, me.
I guess it was an unmemorable dong.
Todd, you should watch
No one
The
remembers.
Witches then.
Do
She's
it.
in it.
Did we
The
go 0
Witches?
for
The
3 in
remake.
Dick? Did we go
Yeah.
0 for 3 in Dick trivia?
No, because Sam got the Home Improvement.
Oh,
Dick.
that's right. Okay.
Yeah. At least I got one dick trivia
Yeah,
question.
that's right.
All right, Stranger, Greasy Strangler.
Greasy
there you go.
Strangler.
All right, what's the? Oh, I love this movie. What's the name of Ronnie's mom's boyfriend?
Ricky Prickles.
Ricky
Yeah,
Prickles.
that's right.
I say we kill Ricky Prickles.
They say it a lot in the movie. All
They do.
right, Joe.
Oh, it's to me. All right.
Back to Joseph.
Alrighty. Well, now I got to pull a Sam here and pull up my question again here. Alrighty. What is the name of the mutant that sacrificed herself to help the Carter family survive in The Hills Have Eyes, 2006?
Pluto.
All right. I heard
We
Steve
both
say
said-
something first.
We both said Pluto. at the
Yeah,
same
I'm pretty
time.
sure
Okay.
that was at the same time.
Well, you would both be wrong.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
Sam gets a
Sam?
guess.
do you want me to repeat the question, Sam?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the name of the mutant that sacrifices herself to help the
Oh.
Carter family survive in The Hills Have Eyes?
I don't remember.
Dog shit.
Tina.
No.
Is it
The correct
Mercury or
answer,
something?
Ruby.
Ruby.
Maybe.
Darn. Me and Steve all quick with the wrong answer.
Yeah, right.
Jedediah.
Jedi.
Jedi.
Jedediah.
All right, Sam.
Okay.
Last question of the night.
I need to
All
get
right.
one. Tie
Yeah, I don't-
Steve.
I don't
Fuck.
think
Last question.
You got one, Joe.
Do I got one? All right. I'll take it.
Where'd it go? Okay. George A. Romero admitted that what film was a big influence in his making of Night of the Living Dead?
Ooh.
I know this.
Yeah.
It's like, I know this.
Me too. I could picture the box, but I can't remember the movie. It's shit.
The Mummy.
Is it White Zombie?
Mm.
It's probably not White Zombie. Fuck.
No, I
After
feel-
Steve guesses, I'll give you guys a
is
clue.
it last? Fuck. Not Last Man on Earth, but something along those lines. Go ahead. Go ahead. Give us a-
Okay. It's a movie of Herc Harvey's.
Oh, it helps.
Are you being sarcastic?
Yeah.
Herc Harvey's? I don't even know what that means. So
That a director?
That's- Yeah.
That's the name of the director. Okay.
I think he might. I think he might be right, Steve, with Last Man on Earth. I guess.
yeah, that's what I thought, but something along those lines.
The Omega Man.
No, I can't, that was Charlton Heston like 20 years later.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Fine.
I'll throw out. I don't know, Frankenstein.
Okay, I'll give you one more hint.
Oh,
and then-
fuck yeah.
Oh, we're getting a
I
bunch.
like
of hints.
this.
It's
Yeah.
from 1962.
I can't remember.
I feel ashamed, Steve. You should too.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
No clue.
no, me neither.
Alrighty.
The
It
Birds.
is Carnival of Souls.
Oh.
Souls.
That's not at
Wow.
all where I was thinking.
I don't think I've
Yeah.
ever seen that. I'm gonna have to watch it now.
Okay, but wait, I gotta tell you guys the reason why I went with my theme, Night of the Living Dead, because someone had commented on my YouTube video. They said, they're like, I don't know if anyone's ever told you this, but you remind me of the girl from Night of the Living Dead.
Barbara.
Barbara?
Yeah. She
Maybe-
kind of looks like my mom,
Oh, interesting.
but I just thought that was fun. So,
I like it.
Well,
thank you. to
I don't think
tonight's
any none of us got any of the questions right. I don't think you asked.
game. No, and I'm
No.
shocked. I figured Steve or Todd would
Even
be
Todd, the big
Uh,
Romero guy, should be ashamed.
Oh, those were deep cuts. Like,
But you guys are big fans. You guys
Yeah, I
know
know.
the deep cuts.
not big enough.
yeah.
Now they're gonna go and beat themselves tonight, Sam. Way to go.
You're
They're
stupid. You're ugly.
gonna-
Oh,
it's gonna be like was it?
Speaking of Night of the Living Dead, you guys think there's like a database that shows how many movies have featured Night of the Living Dead in it?
Oh God,
It's
I would
unbelievable.
love to know. Yeah.
Every movie that plays a movie within it is almost like it's
Yeah.
like 85% Night of the Living Dead.
It's because like it's not copyrighted, right? So
Exactly.
like it's just like
Yeah.
anyone can use it. Yeah.
That's why
But
there's so
there
many
are
shitty
other
remakes, too.
non-copyrighted films. It's just, I guess, the most famous one. So
Iconic, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, what was the last one? The last one I could think of is fucking Scary Stories used it. I know.
Oh,
I feel like I feel like even something this year used it. We watched.
yeah, it's something I just watched recently from this year. Had it in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
I think actually me and Sam watched that Goosebumps on Nickelodeon. I think they had it on the
like
background.
a Creep Show had it too. For
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, that's right.
Which,
yeah.
which makes sense. 'cause
Gets
it's
sucked into
Romero.
that episode was awesome, by the way. Did you the one with
I
Justin
did, yeah,
Long?
yeah.
I really like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
Justin
started
Long's
well,
in
it
it?
ended well, but
Yeah.
Ooh,
mhm.
I like him.
the middle sucked.
Yeah. Watch the first and the last. Sam,
Yeah.
oh, I thought you were saying something.
I was.
Oh.
Are there still episodes going on, or it's
No,
done?
No,
that
it's
was
all
the season
done.
finale.
Which one?
The one with Justin Long.
How many episodes are total in this
6,
season?
I think.
5 or
Okay.
6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
5 or 6.
Watch, like we
Alright.
said, like me and Steve just said, watch the first and last episode, skip all the others.
Okay. Are there any other famous known actors in any of the other episodes?
Every episode has at least someone famous in it. In the horror world, like Barbara Crampton's in one. I can't remember who else.
Eugene from The Walking Dead, if you're guessing the real name, is in
Mhm.
one.
nice.
Yeah, there's a bunch
That
of
the
famous
priest?
people. Eugene
Okay.
is the
The nerd guy.
The nerd, yeah.
The
Mhm.
fake nerd. Well, he's still a nerd.
Yeah.
The liar. All right. Well, tonight, Steve takes sole ownership of first place with 66. I'm in second, 65. Joe, 63. Sam with a good night, 41. Don't be
Oh,
pumping those
yeah.
little fists, Steve. I saw that. I'm going to get in your head. you're going to think about when you're sleeping and you're going to bomb next trivia. I'm calling it. Send in those questions. We really appreciate it. And what is now? What are we doing now? News or Greasy Strangler?
We have time for news if you have any. If not, we'll just go to
I got a little news if you guys want to do a little news.
I want to hear some news.
Alrighty, let me pull her up. Well, let's start off with some big news, actually, as it has just been announced. Well, we actually talked about this because we covered Christine a little bit ago, and we talked about how it would be interesting maybe if they ever considered doing a remake. Well, it has been officially announced that Stephen King's Christine will be getting the remake treatment. It is going to be produced by Jason Blum, of course, from Blumhouse, with the creator of Hannibal, the TV series, on to pen the script. And that is really all the information as of now. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
Boo.
I know. I feel like you guys are all gonna hate this.
Christine's amazing by itself. One of my favorite Carpenter films outside of Halloween. So, no, don't like it.
Okay.
In fact, I hate it.
I love Christine as well. So I don't, it'll be tough to like, but I don't know. Like, I feel like at times, like when you watch it, like I feel like it's a bit dated in parts. So it could be interesting. I wonder if they'll use the same car. They better. I hope they do.
They have to, right?
Right.
I don't think it'll be the same one. I think it's going to be an updated version, like a similar one, but not the same
Tesla.
one. Yeah.
No,
It's gonna talk too.
I don't know. I feel like if it's too new of a car, it's gonna kind of make it cheesy and like a transformer. Whereas if it's the old car, it's like, oh, this was passed down in my family and now I have it or something. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Okay. Next bit of news here is Disney announced that we are going to be getting a Tower of Terror movie. I know Steve had sent this information over to us with, of all people, Scarlett Johansson will be starring in this adaptation. Sam already rolling her eyes. Are you not a Scarlett fan, Sam?
Not saying that.
Okay, but what's your problem with her?
I don't have a problem with her, but I'm just like, her missing this movie, what is it gonna do? Nothing. Like, just go on back to Hollywood, go keep acting with Robert De Niro and get out of here.
Well, here's what I find interesting about it is that they're basing the movie on the theme park attraction, like rather than like the Twilight Zone like story.
There is no Twilight Zone. Sorry.
Okay,
it's a fake story created for the theme park.
All right, well then it makes sense. Then I guess they're gonna do it this way. I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming family friendly. right? Like it's Disney.
Probably.
I mean, I'm assuming so, yeah.
So it'll be like a haunted mansion type thing. We're getting a haunted mansion movie too, right?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, unfortunately, the people making it, I have zero confidence in. I don't remember who it was, but
First one's amazing.
I enjoyed the first one. I didn't love the first one, but yeah. So Tower of Terror, I'm excited because having Scarlett Johansson attached at least shows that they're serious about it.
You're right.
So that's a good thing. Now that there is a Tower of Terror movie, is actually the first Disney
Steve
ride.
Guttenberg.
Yeah, Steve Guttenberg and Kirsten Dunst.
That's right.
It's the first attraction that they made into a movie. And it was terrible. Just absolute garbage. Other than the fact that they filmed in the Tower of Terror, which was cool because then it was authentic, the rest was just awful. So I have high hopes for this one. I'm excited. I'll definitely watch it.
Okay, I take back my eye roll, knowing that it's more family oriented. All right, Scarlett, let's see what you got.
All right, Haunted Mansion or Tower of Terror though, as a ride. Who you got?
Oh, Haunted Mansion for sure. Tower of Terror is definitely more thrilling, but it's like super fucking quick. It's like, I don't know. Have you guys ever done that attraction before?
Yep.
Oh, you mean you haven't seen one of the photos that Joe shared 50 times to embarrass me?
No, not of the Haunted Mansion. Not of the Tower of Terror. I don't.
Oh, I'm sure he'll probably put it in the fucking Discord.
Probably.
Yeah, I got it.
I mean, you're in that elevator like a very short amount of time. The majority of the ride is you going from room to room.
That was really cool, though. That blew my mind the first time I was on it. Like I thought it was just a drop up and down. Like I didn't know it actually like takes you in. Like I thought that was awesome. I love that.
It sets the mood for before the drop, which is really cool. Yep. And yeah, so I love the ride. Like don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like Haunted Mansion's more. There's a lot going on in Haunted Mansion.
All right, next bit of news here. A little bit of update to the Toxic Avenger remake. This movie is getting more and more bonkers by the minute, folks. Previously, Peter Dinklage, of course, and Jacob Tremblay had signed on. Well, we have our villain has been cast as none other than Kevin Bacon has been cast to star as the villain in the Toxic Avenger remake. I mean, I think fantastic casting choice for this. I just cannot believe like the star power this movie is getting. Like I thought this was going to be like a direct to like video remake, but it's starting to seem like this is going to be at least like a legitimate streaming service release.
That's exciting. Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
I felt like I was being attacked.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. The people who are getting attached to this thing. And just so I can close off the Haunted Mansion loop, it's the writer who did the new Ghostbusters that's writing it. And the Ghostbusters script is one of the worst scripts of the last decade, as far as I'm concerned. So
yeah, definitely
a bummer there. But very excited about Toxic Avenger. I think that's so cool that they're getting kind of the Hollywood treatment.
Oh, definitely. All righty. Here's a little update for you folks that maybe have not been able to watch Spiral, the Book of Saw. Well, those of you who have Stars, it is going to be coming exclusively to the Stars network this October. So you'll be able to watch it there. For those of you who don't want to spend the $20 to rent it right now, wait it out a little longer and you'll be able to get it over to there. Also, in Quiet Place news, they have announced that the next movie going to be released in 2023 is actually going to be a spin-off, not a sequel. So we are going to get different characters and different world. So I don't know how you
different director or writer?
Different director.
So it's basically not.
It's gonna be like a whole different.
So
it's
is John Scruzzi just like an executive producer? Is that what it is?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he'll be attached, probably producing somehow, some way, but it won't be. Basically, think like, was it Fear the Walking Dead or whatever, like the Walking Dead spinoff?
Yeah, but Fear the Walking Dead is the same people, so
okay.
Yeah, whereas this, I think, is literally going to be just a complete different thing with the same name.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be. Yeah, it does kind of suck. I mean, I don't know if like the same.
What if it's better?
It could be. I mean, if Krasinski's involved some way, somehow, I have, faith, and hopefully it will be still good.
I don't know. It's like a Conjuring without James Wan. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Right?
Very true.
Mm.
All right. Next bit of news here is Predator. A new movie has been made. Apparently already shot and everything, which I don't know when this was done, but I don't recall. But apparently it is going to be heading over to Hulu. So Hulu has gotten the rights to distribute the new Predator movie. I'm trying to get like a plot synopsis here. There's not like a whole lot of details about it. But yeah, just that. So Hulu has quietly making huge plays. They of course got the Hellraiser movie, and now they're adding this Predator. No other details though, as far as plot and whatnot. So I will update you guys the more info I can get about that down the road. But for now, a Predator movie will be coming to Hulu of all places. What else do I got? Anything else? Oh, okay. And I got one last bit of news for you guys here. For you Dexter fans, I know a lot of you guys are excited for that. Well, it has been announced that John Lithgow will be coming back as the Trinity Killer in the revival of Dexter. So, let me see here. Okay, so basically set 10 years after Dexter Morgan went missing in the eye of a hurricane, this revival will see the character now living under an assumed name in a world away from Miami. The 10-episode revival will be arriving in fall 2021. I was not a Dexter fan, but I mean, what do you guys feel? I know Sam and Steve both watch it. Do you think John Lithgow will come back? Is that a good choice? Or
He was really good in Dexter.
Yeah, the Trinity Killer is like the best season of Dexter.
Yep.
It's probably
Okay.
the first and fourth season are the two best of Dexter. And I have a feeling that since it's like a one-time thing to wrap up the series, that he's going to be visited by a lot of ghosts from his past, and he's going to be one of them. Like it's going to be basically, hey Dexter, this is what you're like now. It's like this killer, where he's used to think he's doing just good. Now it's turning into, hey, now you're actually a killer and not a good person anymore. So I think we're going to get a lot of cameo surprises this season as it wraps up the series.
all right. And one last bit of news actually here. A new this one's for Steve and Todd mainly, as I know they're the big Romero fans. Well, they have opened
I don't know about that anymore. I mean,
they have opened a brand new Living Dead Museum at the Monroeville Mall. It is an expansion of the, I guess they had a small one. Well, now it's a lot bigger, a lot more Romero artifacts. So for those of you in the Monroeville area or somewhat close or are planning on visiting soon, you now will have a full little museum to visit when you go and visit the mall. So pretty dang cool there. And yeah, that's really all I got for horror news this week.
very cool. And I will definitely be hitting up that store.
Yes.
All of us will.
Yeah, they also have a nice online store too, if you guys can get out there. They sell like bits and pieces of the old JCPenney that was torn down and stuff like
really?
that.
Can you send me that link if you have it somewhere? When you get a chance.
It's just a Living Dead Museum.
Okay, cool.
All right. Greasy Strangler.
Let's do it.
Directed by Jim Hosking. Came out in 2016. Currently, streaming on Amazon. You can buy it, which I definitely recommend. Ronnie runs a disco walking tour with his son, Brayden. When a sexy woman takes a tour, it begins a competition between father and son for her love. It also signals the arrival of an oily strangler who stalks the street at night. I personally normally don't like stupid movies, over the top stuff. Like, you get old, it gets boring. However, the first time I watched this one, I was hooked. Absolutely loved it. Went to Australia. I didn't go physically to Australia, but went to one of their sites they have and got a special edition Blu-ray. Do you have the Monster set, Steve, for this Blu-ray?
I'd have to check. I'm not sure.
Double disc or whatever?
No, I think it's only one disc. So. Okay.
Well, for all the super fans, whatever, Greasy Strangler has a Australian disc put out by Monster. It's double disc. It has a bunch of behind the scenes footage, interviews. It's really fun. But anyway, this one, at the heart of it, is a father and son love story where the son just wants to please his dad. And I don't know, it's hard to talk about this one because it's so fucking all over the place. But basically, the son meets a girl, he likes her, takes her home. The dad doesn't like the son having some like a side girl. He wants the son to just worship like the ground he walks on. He's basically his slave, makes him cook food, doesn't like him having friends, and so on. So he gets with the girl, steals the girl away from him. Meanwhile, the dad is known around town as the Greasy Strangler, and he goes around killing people covered in grease. So I don't know. Someone take Steve. You're the last one in the group to watch it. Like, I know you gave your thoughts last time, but what did you think initially, like right when it started? Because it starts right away.
So, I mean, you know, I knew you guys had all liked it, so I went in knowing that this was probably going to be good, or at least I hoped, because it was, you know, we're not always seeing eye to eye in movies. And when it first started, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is this? It's just all over the place. I mean, you know, in the first one, maybe, I don't remember if it's the first or one of the first scenes, you know, he shows his ass, like the old man shows his ass, and then his pants just stay down for a super long time. And that's score is,
scene.
You love it.
And the score is so like quirky and crazy. And then it's just the Porto scene is pretty early on. I was just like, what the fuck is this? But as the movie progresses and it just keeps getting more random and random, it's super interesting. Like, I couldn't wait to see what happens next. And there are quick shots of things that just, like, why is this in the film? I don't know, but it all fits together somehow. And it's just like there's a scene where Brandon's like fingering the girl's butt like for like 5 seconds, you know, and that's it. And it just cuts out and it's gone.
And then they're talking on the couch.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's no point to that scene, but there's so many of these little things that it adds up to being like brilliant. And I wrote down all my favorite story beats, and there's a whole fucking list.
I wrote down a bunch of quotes. Maybe they can combine them with you.
Right, but my thoughts are that eventually you start to like unveil the genius behind this whole thing, and that's why by the end of it I was just like, I fucking love this movie. It just, there's so much to like about it. It's so random, it's so quirky, the dialogue is super clever. Yeah, this is an amazing film.
Brayden. Is that Irish?
It's not Irish.
He just moves along. Yeah, just to piggyback off that real quick. Yeah, I was trapped from the beginning of the movie. This is my third watch. The best watch I had was with a group of guys for the second time that hadn't seen it. That was fun, like just exposing someone to it. So I love this movie. Sam, why don't you go? Or Sam or Joe?
So this, I rewatched it. It was my third time to watch. I remember I watched it by myself when it first came out, and I absolutely loved it. It's so bizarre, but it's so quirky. It's just, I don't know. And I kind of agree with Todd. Like, movies like this aren't really my jam. I know a lot of people kind of compare this with Napoleon Dynamite, which I hated so much.
Oh no, I love Napoleon.
Well, I think it was because at the time, my boyfriend, that's like all he watched with all of my guy friends. And so every day we watch Napoleon Dynamite. I'm like, it's really not that funny after you see it 3 times every single day for all of summer. But anyway, but I like it so much. I will say this third time watching it, Brayden's dad is a little ridiculous. Like, you've lived your life, buddy. Let Brayden live his life and enjoy Janet and for everything she has to offer in the bedroom.
He's a smoothie. He can't. He's really good with women.
Is my dad a smoothie? Was he smooth on you, Janet? Janet, am I doing it right? Janet, I don't know if I'm doing it right, Janet.
Like when she's blowing him,
up
and he's
his
like,
butt.
"Ah."
Oh yeah, Sam showed me this. I think like you and Sam and Todd talked about it on the pod or something before, and I had never seen it, and Sam showed it to me, and I mean it. Like I'm like totally down with this type of humor. Like, I love movies like this, and I think Napoleon Dynamite is like a pretty good comparison. Like, you know, obviously completely different, but the same type of quirky behavior and stuff. Yeah, I mean, this movie's genius. Like, it is so good, and it's like Todd said, like, it's the perfect movie to show someone. Like, I want to show like as many people and expose them to it just to see like what their reaction is. It's just like there's never like really like too many dull moments. Like, so like there's like I have like one negative, which I can get into later, but like overall, just like brilliant delivery. Like every line like is delivered like almost perfectly. Just like after watching like Fried Barry too, like so I would like there was like a bit of comparison last week where we were talking about this and Fried Barry. Like like this movie actually has like a plot, like and it like and like you're like, okay, like well, how is this like even though like it's so fucking random, like there is like a story here and you want to see like how the story is going to progress and like and like then there's like just like there's moments of betrayal and shit like that, but like you never really feel bad for anyone just because like you're like I don't know, like it's just such a bizarre movie, but like so fucking good. Like I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Napoleon Dynamite, the line delivery is like the same, you know.
Right.
Shoot, I really want to get in my quotes. It's such a quotable movie outside of, I mean, obviously Bullshit Artist is a good one, Disco Cutie's a great one, but there's like so much random things, especially like the third time, where like I love Big Brayden at the beginning where he's talking about his dad and he's like, he likes to shout, I like to smile. It's so random. And Janet's like, you're just a cheesy old cornball. And it's so sweet, like their little relationship. And then right after that, you have the dad saying, I could feast on that queen's ass all night long. As she walks away, it's like you have like sweet stuff mixed with dirty ass shit. And the next scene you see his dick. It's like it's so much. It's like it shifts so abruptly from like romantic, like legit romantic stuff to over the top sex, to over the top violence, to gross out humor. You're never safe in this movie at all. You never know what's going to happen next. And that's what I love about it. Yeah, Steve, you had some notes?
Yeah, I've notes of like some of the, I guess, bigger beats of the movie that I thought were funny. You have the whole thing with the grease. So he's like, Brayden's frying with no clothes, like with just basically a Speedo on.
A woman's sweater.
Yeah. And he's trying to like out grease himself for the food that he gives to Ronnie and stuff like that. So I thought that was really gross and hilarious.
This isn't right.
But yeah, needs more grease.
I like the dude was like, sir, I could lose my license.
Oh my God. So the hot dog vendor killed while taking a dump in an open window, like at his trailer. That guy, man, I don't know if the acting was purposely bad or they picked an actor who couldn't act or that was just a really brilliant acting because he's so bad. I don't know, but his line delivery is fucking just hilarious.
Loved it.
Yeah. Then you have the back fart when Brayden goes up and sees his dad, Ronnie, and he's like, hey, I got something to tell you. And then he like does like a half backflip on his bed and then farts in his face. Like so random. But that made me laugh so hard. The pointy dicks. So let's talk about the dicks.
The anteaters?
What the fuck? Like, it's so fucking
Gross.
Random.
It looks painful.
It's infested, right? With some kind of.
It's gotta
Like
be,
he
right?
should probably get
disease.
that checked out. Yeah.
And they're just raw dogging each other. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, it's super fucking random and just I love how he has a giant dick and Brandon has like a super micro penis.
Yeah.
Then Janet has a gigantic bush. That's just like little things like that. Okay, so their friend Oinker, the guy with a pig's nose, super random.
R.I.P.
Super gross when he puts his finger in the nose and like eats whatever.
That was one of the grossest scenes I thought.
Yeah, I had to look away. I'm not gonna lie.
I was looking. Sorry, Steve, but I was looking at like watching an interview with Jim Hosking, the director, and he said that it's kind of like an alternate reality. So that kind of makes a lot more sense. Like random oinker nose and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was.
I had a theory actually when I was watching it this. I had a theory this time when I was watching it with Sam. Janet talks about her old boyfriend that Rico. Like burned her or like made Rico. So my theory is her old boyfriend was Uncle Rico, and that's in the same universe as Napoleon Dynamite.
Well, yeah, but they live in
I love when they go disco dancing and he's wearing that like kind of
Oh my gosh.
windowed crotch suit that he
so
has.
gross.
And the dick is like kind of tucked in, like where
Right.
you can't fully see the head, but it's like there.
Yeah, and the whole disco scene is super weird. Like they just like there's just like
It's
an
a
old man in the
completely empty
background.
disco.
Yeah.
And there's one guy, one old guy just dancing.
Well,
in
he
the
said it was
back
exclusive.
Yeah, exclusive. Yeah,
It is
$15
exclusive.
drinks.
with
I like it.
creamy.
I love
creamy
his
drinks.
rant. Yeah, where he's
Yeah.
telling Brayden about like it's creamy drinks,
Yeah.
$15, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the super randomly when he's walking home, there's like a spotlight that goes on him, and he just dances down the street, and then the spotlight goes away. He just keeps going.
I love his delivery too, because the spotlight, he instantly turns it on, and then he instantly turns it off. It's so funny.
Yeah, that was super funny. Everything with the Greasy Strangler himself, the whole like routine of him going to the car wash and getting like, the same scene that you see over and over of him getting washed and his dick flapping in the fucking.
I love that. Sam
the blind
Sam kept
attendant.
smiling every time. Yeah.
Take me
Sam
disco
smiles
dancing,
every-
Big Ronnie.
Sam smiled every time the
She
car
liked it.
wash when like the fucking flaps are hitting. He's like, ah!
It's just so abrupt and so loud, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
What about
and the fan and his dick's just like flapping in the breeze.
Yeah.
what about when they're at dinner and he's like, "Well, can my son go?" No. Or
Yeah, and they'll just
He
laugh.
gets all
Yeah.
sad.
God, there's so, and even like the details, like the paper money that he keeps
Yeah.
giving everyone throughout the
And
movie.
they accept
right?
it, so it has to be like legit currency.
Right.
Well,
Hot
yeah.
dog guy accepts it.
Yeah, exactly. It's so God, it's random. Then this whole scene, this is what really confused my wife, but I thought was brilliant. With
That
the whole
confusing?
Detective Jody, like it's so clearly
Him,
Ronnie,
Yeah.
Yep.
but somehow Brayden doesn't see it at all. That was just such a random but hilarious.
Jody's disgusting. He's even worse
Yeah.
than Ronnie
That's-
is.
I know, yeah.
That's actually my one negative. Like that's the one scene I didn't love in the whole movie is the Detective Joey scene because like I felt like it was on like a good pace and like, but then I don't know for some reason like that scene just seemed like it could have been cut. Like it just didn't seem like necessary. Like I understand what they were going for, but for me personally, it didn't hit. And that's like the only scene in the whole movie to me that doesn't hit. But just for me, it didn't hit.
And something else that was hilarious in this movie is you never know if you have to take them seriously or not. Like if what they're saying is bullshit or what they're saying is true. Because like there's a scene where he's trying to seduce Janet, Ronnie is, and he says, "Come to my room. I make a extra virgin oil in there,"
Yeah.
and you're like, "Yeah, bullshit," you know. But sure enough, then the next scene, he's in his room making extra virgin like olive oil. So you never knew like what was bullshit and what was true. And it's just, I love that about the movie, that they really keep you on your toes as to what's really going on and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's that whole super long scene of them just saying bullshit artists to each other, or different ways of saying horse shit or bullshit, and yeah, the smelling. And what do you guys think of? So we have to talk a little bit of the horror in this. What do you guys think about the kills in this movie?
Brilliant. The kill where he kills the three of them after the Porto scene and he punches like the black dude in the face and like it just gets into like a cartoon where his face just
Yeah,
imploded.
it's fun.
That's my favorite kill in the whole movie. I love it.
What about Brayden wearing his glasses upside down the whole movie?
Yeah, that's weird. I didn't notice that the first time. I only noticed it yesterday when I watched it again.
I did not pick up on that. That's
Yeah,
great.
the curve's the opposite way.
That's awesome.
One of my lines is at the beginning when they're gonna go on a date. He's like, "Well, you can both fuck off tonight," and he just walks away. When Brayden's like, "Are we exclusive?" Because my dad said he watched you go pee.
Yeah.
When he's talking about Ricky Prickles and he hits him so hard his hair fell out.
Yeah.
He made him do crunches and stuff. We sprayed them with hot milky cum. I already did this one earlier, but imagine me tickling your clit with a pink feather. And my favorite is, you claimed her pussy, but you never claimed her heart.
Yeah, I love that one.
But what about Janet? Janet sucks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Totally.
she just switches like back and forth for
Yeah, she doesn't give a fuck.
no.
So she deserved to fucking
She just wants
die, I
that
mean.
D.
She's good for Brayden though, because lacking experience, smaller wiener, and she doesn't ever give him shit. She's a nice lady, but then she betrays him, man, for that crusty anteater dick. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that I was like, good. Like when she died at the end, I was like, good fucker. Like, it's so good too. Like how it just turns into like like a love story, like the father son love story at the end. But like, what did you think? Like, how did you perceive the very ending? Like when they do like
It's so
I
random.
I'm
I
like,
don't think
what
it's
the
random. I got a theory.
Let's hear it.
I have a theory too, but like so like obviously like they go to kill Ricky Prickles, right? Like in their greasy fucking they're chasing him in the woods, and then all of a sudden they do catch him and kill him, right? But then they get caught, they get tied up, and they get fucking shot, but then their fucking heads explode and like fireworks or what it looks like looks like one of those fucking like puffer
Confetti
things,
kind of thing, yeah.
confetti puffers. But then we see them like at the very end, like climbing up like a hill in their greasy attire. So, all right, Tal, what's your theory?
I think that the whole them getting executed is, and this is way too deep for this movie, but them leaving their life behind where they don't love each other. And that signifies that their old life is gone and their new life, father and son loving relationship, is forward. So they're just going back to the roots of the Greasy Strangler or whatever, and they're hunting together, and those lives are left behind. That's my take.
I like it.
It is fucking weird though.
Yeah, super weird. Like I was just like, okay, the rest of the movie is actually like based in reality, even though it's a fucked up, weird ass reality. But like there's not like anything where it's like not possible, I guess you could say. Besides obviously like eyes bulging out just from choking and stuff like that. But that scene just seemed like so out of place for me. So I'm like, what did it all mean? And I agree with you, Todd. I don't think that scene was like based in reality. It definitely has some sort of underlying like metaphor in it. And I like your metaphor, honestly. Yeah.
Thanks.
Before we get more into the end, you guys want to hear some of a few questions we got about
Yeah,
sure.
So Greg asks, curious about your thoughts on the soundtrack. So what do you guys think
Love
about
it.
the soundtrack?
It's awesome.
fun.
it's quirky, just like perfect. It's just perfect with the whole beat of the movie.
I want to know what they're saying though. It's obviously someone talking and then sped up, right? I wonder what the lyrics are.
Yeah, like it's not something I'd listen to outside of the movie, but it works perfectly for the movie.
You're not gonna bump it in your car?
No, I'm not gonna bump it in my car.
Imagine.
Maybe once I get the greasy beaner, but other than that,
You call them beaners?
no, beanie. Is that what you guys call
Okay.
them? No, we call
Beanies,
them. We call them toques. So
Toques?
toques.
That's like Lord of the Rings.
Well, yeah, exactly. All right, and Lane Fix Media and also Greg asks us, "What's our favorite scene?"
Oof, that's a hard one.
It is hard. There's so many memorable ones. Oh.
I laughed most consistently back to back when Brayden was explaining to Janet that his dad's, if anyone, it's his dad that shits the bed because he shot a turd out and it looked like a finger pointing at him. I was just cracking up the entire monologue for that. So that's my favorite scene.
Yeah. I love just the running joke of him being like, I bet you think I'm the Greasy Strangler.
Yeah,
When, like,
I do too.
no one talks about it like at all. No mention anywhere.
No one cares.
Yeah. And
He
he's
gets
just like
defensive for
he just-
nothing.
just continuously is outing himself as the Greasy Strangler. It's just great.
Hmm. I like anytime they show the dad. I love his outfits.
Yeah, I love the first time that we see his disco suit. I like laughed out loud. It's just so ridiculous and funny. Yeah, this whole movie is just fucking hilarious after hilarious thing. But
I like Brayden's trilogy for the novels. His idea is actually not bad.
Aw.
Yeah, they look pretty cool.
I'll post in the Discord, but someone asked about the score and the cover, the vinyl like cover of it is amazing. And
Sick, isn't it?
I sent you guys a picture. No, it's like him naked in the car wash.
Yeah.
It's great.
The whole car wash thing was
That's
fucking funny.
He's so creepy.
Let's see. So favorite scene. Someone asked us to explain the ending, but I think we attempted that.
Yeah.
I really want you guys to watch the follow-up that he did. I think you guys will like it. It's
Yeah.
definitely not as extreme, but it's got the same humor. Plus, it's got like big actors in it.
What's it called?
An Evening with Beverly Loughlin or Blufflin,
Okay.
something like that.
Is who's in anyone famous or anything or anyone? Popular?
It's got
It's
what's
got
his
Daryl
face?
from The
Yep,
Office.
Daryl from The Office.
Oh wow! All right.
It's got Jackie Daytona from.
Oh nice.
Yeah.
Sky Elobar's in that one too.
Yes,
Brayden,
he is.
cool.
Brayden.
It's got Sam's crush, Emil Hirsch,
Oh.
and
all
it's
right.
got the girl from Parks and Recreation, the one that's angry at everything. I forget her name.
Rashida
And
Jones.
the Child's Play remake.
Oh no, Aubrey Plaza.
Aubrey
Yeah.
Plaza.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's the main character.
Oh cool.
It's fun.
I think that's all the questions we got. A lot of the same questions, like favorite scene and what we thought of the soundtrack and rate it. But yeah, well,
we stay tuned for the interview because we asked Sky what his favorite scene was. So you'll hear some of his
Very
favorite
cool.
scenes too.
yeah,
Well, we want to rate it. Are we done? Or
yeah. Final thoughts on the movie?
love it, man.
Anything
It's
that
not
we
for
missed?
everybody. It's
No.
definitely not for everybody.
Yeah, if someone was like, "Oh, I fucking hate that movie," I was like, "Yeah, I get it." Like, I mean,
Mhm.
I put it
it's-
in my top 10, and I think one of our listeners, it might have been, I forget who said, but they're like, damn, why'd you fucking recommend that?
yeah,
I
right.
forget who it was, but I don't know who to recommend it for, because I think, like me and Sam both said, we don't really put time into stupid movies, but this one's like, we love this one.
Right.
So I don't know really how to recommend it to anybody.
You just need to know the person, right? And be like, all right,
Sure.
they would, I think, dig this movie, and it's like like you said, it's the perfect movie just to show with to a group of people and see how they react. I think that's the perfect setting, the midnight movie setting for sure. For
Oh,
this
yeah.
one, it's so perfect.
I forgot a scene that, when Ronnie evicts him finally, and he's like, Dad, no!
Yeah. Yeah,
All right.
I hope we could see a sequel one day. I don't know if it could capture the same, just lightning in a bottle this movie is, but I mean, I hope it could.
What would you like to see in a sequel?
God, I don't know. I guess just them continuing on their Greasy Strangler, as a father-son team. I mean, I think that could be fun. And maybe they're hiding out somewhere so they don't get caught or something like that. Maybe a cop going after them, for Janet's murder, and he's trying to find out who the Greasy Stranglers are, and he's maybe living with them or something like that, and they're right under his nose the whole time or something.
Actually, that's legit sounding.
Yeah, I'd like to see his mom. We never see. Who,
yeah, okay.
Who Brayden's mom is. So I'd like to see her introduced somehow. Yeah, I think that'd be fun. I don't know if they can recreate this though.
Yeah,
it's
it'd be
just so
tough, man.
Yeah, it's so deliberate too, and you hear that in the interview. Absolutely no improv. The whole thing apparently was exactly as the filmmakers intended. So.
Rate it. I'll go. I give it a 5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. It's not perfect by any means, but I think it's great, which translates to, I don't know, 9.5 out of 10. I really love this one. It's a really good movie.
Wow, that's
Really fun.
I mean, yeah, it's a great movie. I love it. It's it's a cult movie, so you have to take that type of stuff into account for this, but I love it. I give it 4. I give 4 out of 5 over on Letterboxd. I mean, there's a one, like I said, one section that kind of kills it a little for me, but it's still fucking great. And the more I think about it, the more I love it. 8.5.
This is tough. I'm going to give it an 8.7.
And yeah, I was afraid the second time it wouldn't hold up as much because I knew what the beats would be. Whereas the first time it's surprise after surprise, which added to the movie. But I enjoyed it just as much the second time as I did the first time. So for me, I'm an 8.5 as well, which for a movie like this, I think is really high.
Yeah, definitely.
To put it up there, kind of up with classics. So I just really enjoyed it, man. I just loved it.
It's a different kind of 9.5 though for me.
Totally.
If Dawn of the Dead is a 9.5, this isn't a Dawn. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
This is for purely entertainment. What the fuck am I watching? Exposing it to people. It's perfect. For that, because either they're gonna love it or hate it, but they're still gonna be like, "What the fuck?" and it's gonna be really fun,
No, I think this is a new cult classic. I feel like this is one people will talk about in 20 plus years, still having midnight screenings and stuff like that. I hope anyway. It deserves it. It really does.
Yeah, this is like the meme that I see going around of Marty McFly saying, "It might not be for you, but
Yeah,
your kids are gonna love this."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel about this movie. Like, it's just not for
Mhm.
everyone now, but people are discovering it more and more.
Right.
And, it's gonna be word of mouth. Us doing episode like this, and them doing cons, and it's gonna be one of those word of mouth movies. I think that it's gonna make this movie eventually a huge cult classic.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Horror Squad approved, unanimous.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. And next week we are going to be Todd. Unfortunately, is not going to be around, but
I will be going to Stranger Things locations on my work trip.
Ooh,
Believe
all
that.
right.
What? Are
Well,
you going to post on your social media, on your Instagram?
I will not, because I don't, but I will definitely send them to you guys.
Take pictures, and we'll put them on the Discord for you or something.
So
like
any listeners in Atlanta, tell me if there's some cool filming sites. I know we got Stranger Things and Walking Dead, but if there's anything else, let me know.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. So yeah, next week, me, Sam, and Steve are going to be covering Werewolves Within, I believe it is called, which is a video game adaptation movie. So that will be fun. It is going to be streaming, I think, today, the day you listen to the episode. So you'll have a little bit of time to watch it before next week's episode. So check
Happy
it
4th
out.
of July, too. I won't be able to say that.
Yeah, and Canada Day.
Yes.
So.
And Canada Day, too.
That's right.
Second to us, but yeah.
Yeah, right. We're bigger. So.
Oh.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. Yes.
Bullshit
Yes,
artist.
Be careful setting off those fireworks. Don't blow up your.
Oh my god, yeah. It's
I
Put
did
her-
light a fire last year, and I will not be buying any flying fireworks this time.
Are you
Put it
guys
in
doing
reverse.
anything for 4th of July?
Yeah, Sam and I are going to a friend's house
Cool.
to partay, do a little party, and then I think we're gonna go to my
Little
friend's
orgy?
pool.
Ooh,
Yes,
little
and then
pool
we're gonna do
orgy.
my friend's little pool the next day, I believe.
Roman style. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
What
How about you guys?
Totter?
I will have some fireworks, just some regular fountains on Sunday, and then Monday I travel. So, yeah, probably barbecue some hot dogs, maybe get some grilling action going.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing as well. I'm gonna do do some burgers and hot dogs on the grill, and go swimming.
Nice.
Plain hot dogs and plain burgers.
That's what I'm talking about, Steve. I don't want to see asparagus nastiness. I want to see good grilling food.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I imagine like his father-in-law brings him a burger with ketchup. He's like, "What is this? This is all wrong.
they know better.
I want it plain. I want it dry."
Right, exactly. I want to taste the meat, not the shit that you put on it.
Right.
Man,
I'm buying a burger, not a fucking ketchup.
I'm gonna
bun,
send you my barbecue burger. All right.
All right, don't forget the interview.
Yeah, stick around for the interview. Sky Elobar, Brayden himself.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Dun, 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 dun.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Horror Squad podcast, where today we are joined by a very special guest. You just heard our review of the Greasy Strangler, and now we are joined by one of the stars, Brayden himself, Sky Elobar. Sky, how are you doing today?
Really good. Hey, everyone. How you doing?
Awesome. So why don't you tell us, we just covered it, obviously. We all absolutely love it. So just why don't you start off by telling us how you got involved with the project?
I got involved with the project by meeting Jim Hosking 4 years prior to doing the project, 4 or 5 years. Let me think. Yeah, it was 5 years. I'd been auditioning for him for a couple short films, commercials, etc. We did 2 short films, Renegades and Crabs. Crabs was supposed to turn into a movie, and it didn't. And then the Greasy Strangler just reared its ugly head. And I said, yeah.
Awesome.
But
So when you read the script, I mean, obviously it's like insane. What was your initial reaction after reading it?
Wow, this is insane. I've never read anything like this before. Not in a book or a script or anything. And apparently those guys banged this thing out. It was quick.
Yeah. So when, reading the script and you see your character Brayden, did you pull any inspiration, or how did you decide that's how you were going to play the character?
I had worked with Jim on a couple other projects before, so I kind of got into his whole world, his whole thing, his whole style of doing things. So I kind of adapted around my thing around his style and kind of made it my own. So it was working with him. If I hadn't worked with him before, it would have been like, wow, how do I do this? But I kind of was prepped a little bit the couple years that I had working with him. That answers your question.
Absolutely. So obviously the chemistry between you and Michael St. Michael's, of course, Big Ronnie is just phenomenal. Had you guys ever met before, or was this your first time you guys had worked together?
No, when he came to let's go back first.
Sure.
It was the Greasy Strangler, the character was supposed to be someone else prior to Michael, and they had someone else like pinned for that, and that kind of like dissolved, and they rushed to find somebody to like match up with me, and we did these chemistry reads in Hollywood where I'd meet with other Big Ronnies, and oh man, it was crazy. Big Ronnie was Clint Howard. Big Ronnie was Don Swayze, Patrick Swayze's brother.
Wow.
On and on and on. I read with these different guys, and then they were getting frustrated, and Jim, the director, said, "Hey Sky, why don't you play Big Ronnie?" And I'm like, okay, let's do this. So I started the thing, and they had a Brayden there, so we did that for a while. And then Michael walked in, and Jim had auditioned him before, like 2 or 3 years before, and thought of him and said, find this guy, bring him in. And they brought him in, and he was perfect.
Wow.
He was perfect.
Oh, definitely. Now, would you say that the connection between you guys was almost like an instantaneous thing, or did it take some time for you guys to feel each other
No, it
out?
was an instantaneous connection, because the casting director, when we were in that chemistry thing, introduced me to him and said, Sky, would you go in the other room and read with Michael? Just, to get, and instantly when we were reading, I felt like, wow, this is going to work. Awesome. Instantly.
Perfect. Now, did the director have like a clear vision for you guys? Like, or did he let you guys have like a lot of improv?
No improv whatsoever.
Really?
Nothing's improv. Everything, okay. The beauty of that film is like his vision, his dialogue, his world, everything. He put us in those costumes. We went to the costume designer designed that stuff. So it was kind of us like falling into this character and making it real, making it larger than life, which I hope we did.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Thanks,
totally. Man. Yeah. So obviously there's like so many memorable scenes in this movie. What would you say was one of your favorite scenes to film?
God, there were so many great scenes. The movie theater was great. Running around and becoming the Greasy Strangler's son and running into the theater. And running as a greasy guy in the Los Angeles forest, and the walking tour was hilarious. I loved it. I loved all that stuff, man. But here's the funny thing: this could go into the director's second cut, if there,
Sure.
The final scene of the movie was going to be Michael St. Michael and I walking, that area which where we shot looks like an industrial area.
Yes.
He picked a street, and we were going to walk down hand in hand at the beginning, at sunup, naked. And we did this shot once, and Michael said, if I do it again, I'm going to die. And that was it. We couldn't do it again, and they didn't use it. But that was going to be the final scene of the movie, which I thought was just so insane.
That would have been amazing. That was actually going to be my next question. Were there any other? Obviously, you mentioned that scene, but were there any other scenes that you guys filmed that didn't make the final cut that you wished had made it in?
I think most of my scenes made it in, but the hot dog vendor, when he went into his RV to go to the bathroom,
Yeah.
there was all kinds of stuff in there that was hilarious that they didn't use. They just used the one shot at the end where he strangled them.
Okay.
But there was some other stuff in there they didn't use. And let me think. I think that's about it from my memory.
Cool. So obviously, as an actor, this movie definitely has some scenes I would imagine would take you out of your comfort zone, but maybe not for you. But so was there ever a time maybe you felt any hesitation when doing a scene, or when reading the script?
No, it's just walking around in the house in your underwear all day. It's like,
right.
That took some getting used to, because you don't usually do that. Those costumes, those pink costumes were uncomfortable to walk in, to work in. But other than that, I really enjoyed the scenes, the whole concept of the movie, the story of the movie, and how they put it together, and the dialogue. I really thought it was genius.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. What happened to that costume, by the way? Did you get to keep it or anything, or did you get to keep anything from the
We're
set?
still trying to track down that costume.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and we're going to be doing these conventions soon, and we're trying to get costumes made so we could go out and take pictures in the pink outfits. But I've been trying to track those costumes down for 5 years.
Wow. That's crazy. I mean, obviously the fans, I'm sure, would love, pictures of you guys in the costume together. How do you feel doing conventions? You enjoy meeting the fans and doing the con circuit?
I do. I enjoy it.
Awesome.
Going out there and, just talking with people and hearing how they love the movie.
No, totally.
How can you not love that, man?
Oh, I know, right? Yeah, no, totally. I'm sure some of our fans and our listeners would love to meet you at a con. Do you have any coming up you can kind of promote and let them know about?
We have one in Indianapolis, the Days of the Dead, June 16th, 17th, and 18th. And then we have Atlanta on the 27th, 28th, 29th. And then we have Las Vegas, October 6th through the 8th. And then we have, what's the other one? There's one more, Chicago, sometime in November.
Awesome. You guys are going to be busy.
Yeah. And then the Mad Monster guy, Eben, he's got a bunch of stuff he's doing, which a couple, like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 more that are going to be sprinkled in there. So look out for us.
No, totally. We definitely will. Steve, I know you got a few. Go for it.
I was curious. There's so many memorable scenes in this movie. When you meet fans at conventions, what is the one scene or a few of the scenes that they come to you most and say that they enjoy?
We don't really get into the scenes, oddly enough. We just get into bullshit artist, hootie tootie disco cutie. It's just the taglines, the catchphrases in the movie, and just spouting off. Grease is not good for you. I read it in a fitness magazine that I found on the bus. That kind of stuff back and forth, and we just say, I love the movie. I love this. I love that. We don't really get into favorite scenes.
Do you guys sell anything at the booth? I noticed that you have this amazing beanie that you're wearing.
We sell these. Sell these pictures. I sell a thing called a Greasy bundle, the ultimate Greasy bundle. It's the script, a picture in our pink outfits signed by both of us, and the Greasy hats. So when you watch the movie, you have the picture there, and you can go through the script while you watch the movie.
Awesome. And is that something you sell online, or is it only at conventions?
I don't sell it online. People just messenger me and say on one of the sites, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and say, do you guys have any of the Greasy hats, or what else do you have? And it's kind of casual. It's not like a business.
That's awesome. I'm gonna have to send you a message because I love this movie. I think this movie is just friggin' fantastic.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
And how does it feel 5 years later that people are still like discovering this movie and just loving this movie? Like, how does that feel as an actor and as a person?
It feels incredible. I really feel, blessed that I have this thing I did that got me other things, and it's like a ball just picking up speed. It's great. It's gotten so many other projects for me, and people continue, like yourself. I don't know when you found it, but people continue to come and say, oh my God, this movie, I didn't know it existed. This is fantastic. I'm the biggest fan.
I would imagine.
How can you not love that?
Oh, right. No, I could imagine. I mean, this is like the perfect midnight movie too. Like, have you done a lot of like midnight screenings and appearances for that?
Yeah. 2016, when it was released, we did all the festivals and it was all midnight stuff. And, we've gone everywhere from Canada to Australia, and it's been in all over. Fantastic, man.
No, I mean, yeah, it's amazing. And I mean, we actually, had championed this movie for quite a while. And our co-host Steve here had actually never seen it up until a few months ago. And we're like, wow, you gotta see it. And then we were like, we gotta cover it now. So, after he saw it. So we're excited. And we couldn't be more happy to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Well, yeah.
I always tell people, like a neighbor of mine, Sky, what are you in anyway? I haven't seen any of your stuff. And I say, The Greasy Strangler. He says, okay, I'll go. What is it on? It's on Amazon. Go watch it. And I'm like, just keep in mind that once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Right.
And he's, what does that mean? But you guys are, you're not about unseeing anything.
Right. So I got to ask, how gross were the greasy scenes? Like, what did they cover you in? Like, what was that whole process like?
That if I can remember the methacellulose. That methacellulose is some kind of an organic thing that looks like grease, oil. Okay. And it just you have to apply it and continue to, once it dries up, you have to apply more. And then on top of that, they put this stuff called liquid ice, and it made it sheen and look really, really greasy. But that shit was cold.
Oh, really?
It was really cold. And we shot this movie in at night sometimes. And here at night, it's like it gets cold.
Right.
So imagine that icy stuff on you when it's like 40 or 50 degrees. It feels like it's 30 degrees. It was that was a rough one, man.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure the other big question you probably get asked the most is a sequel. I mean, is there ever a potential, or has there ever been any talk or anything you can share?
I'm pushing for it.
Yeah.
I guess I'm the only one pushing for it, because I think if we could get Jim and Toby into it to write a sequel, I think it would be like earth-shatteringly brilliant and take it to the next level. But absolutely. It's slow moving, put it that way.
Okay. Well, we hope for sure we definitely see something. Do you have like any ideas? Like, have you like pitched a script or anything? Or
I haven't, because it's kind of my mind doesn't work like the Greasy Strangler, like writing wise. Okay. Anyway, so I would leave that up to Jim and Toby. They're the mad scientists behind this. They're the greasy gods. And right. I wish they would jump on board, and it would happen like that if they jumped on board and said, I want to do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's nothing more powerful than like horror fans and so I guess everyone send them messages and let them know you want to see a Greasy Strangler too. Yeah.
Send SpectraVision, Elijah Wood's people. They're the people that that said, let's do this. We got to do this.
Yeah.
So if we got enough people to go and say, hey, Elijah, hey, Daniel, let's do this, they would do it.
Totally. Well, we definitely hope that happens. Sky, it's been a pleasure. Is there anything else, you got coming up soon that, you'd like to promote, or, where we can find you on social media or anything like that?
I just did a short. Well, it was actually before COVID, and it was going to happen in 2020, but COVID happened. It's called a Ben Evans film, and it was written by Josh Mallerman, the guy who's a horror writer. He's got like 48 novels out, horror novels. He wrote the book, a Ben Evans film, and James Hall, a director, adapted it, and we did a short film, and now it's being funded. And it's really a crazy film. People are going to love it. That's probably going to be next. And I've got a lot of other things on the burner. It's just getting the funding for them, working on it.
Right.
But a Ben Evans film is going to happen.
Okay, cool. Well, we definitely.
You heard of Josh Mallerman?
No, it doesn't ring a bell.
He did Bird Box. He wrote Bird Box.
Oh, yes. Yep. Okay. Yep.
Well, he's got like 47 other novels out there that are just, will scare the shit out of you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we'll definitely. So everyone can check with Sky Elobar over on Instagram, Facebook, all that. The fans can follow you.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Great. Thank you so much, man. We really appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, man. And I'll get you on the next film I do.
Absolutely.
Right?
We'd love to have you on again.
Cool, dude. Talk
all right.
soon.
Thank you.
See ya. Bye.
Peace.
What are these chips made from?
Potato.
Excuse me, what?
Potato.
Can you say that again?
Potato.
Yes, but what are these chips made from?
Potato.
Sorry, but what?
Potato.
I don't understand. Can you say that again?
Potato.
Please, one more time.
Potato.
Okay, this is embarrassing. But please, can you say it a little slower?
Potato.
I am very, very sorry, but I need to know what are these chips made from?
Potato.
Please, one last time.
Potato.
I think he's trying to say potato.